The Denver Nuggets are the 2023 NBA champs. Fellas, how are we feeling about this?
Oh, y'all. Oh, my fault. No one got their mask on. I thought y'all got the memo.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's no Batman in Gotham. It's just this cat named Nightwing that's like he's not ready for the big moment. If you Calendar Man or Kite Man, you might have a problem with him. But real villains like the Joker, they don't gotta worry about this Nightwing fella. It's crazy. It's ironic. I'll
Oh
take my
man,
mask off though. I'll go looting later. I'll go looting and Gotham later. I'm here to talk
we
basketball.
we,
My fault.
we, we cooking. We cooking early. We cooking with gas today, ain't we? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We cooking with gas today. All right. We definitely cooking with gas today. Well, I tell you what, Ron, that was one of the best. That's one of the best games I ever seen. To be honest with you, of all the games, that's one of the best games that I've ever seen. And the reason why is because championship teams are chameleons. What I mean when I say that is we could play however you want to play. Miami clearly is inferior in terms of talent. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to dirty the game up. And I don't mean dirty the game up like the bad boy Pistons dirty the game up. No, I don't mean like that. But we want to slow the game down. We want to grind the game. We want it ugly because that's our style of play. Well, Denver turns out we can play like that too. We can get on the backboard, right? We could turn the basketball over, but then also come back with defensive stops. I think at the end of the third quarter, Miami had 70 points, 72 points. So they did a really good job in slowing them down. Now, with that also being said, Joker and Michael Porter Jr., those two guys are guys that you didn't account for. When you start when your game plan starts, there's certain things that you allot for. All right, Joker 28 and 14 or Joker 28 and 16. I'm prepared for that. What you're not prepared for is Joker and Michael Porter to pull down 29 rebounds. You were not prepared for that. And because you weren't prepared for that, that could be very well the difference in the game. Michael Porter Jr. made himself a part of this game in different ways. All right, I can't make a shot from three, which is my specialty, but I could get involved in other ways. I can get on the backboard. I can dive to the basket. I can get out and transition. I can make myself available in other ways. Same thing with Jamal Murray, right? Same thing with KCP. These guys weren't involved in it. These guys weren't making shots and were turning the basketball over. But because that's the way Miami plays, we could play like that and still be effective. And I thought they did a damn good job at doing that, man. I did. That was one of the best games that I'd ever seen.
I don't know what you were watching, man.
I'll tell you what I was watching, Dub. It's called basketball. See, what you watch basketball, and if everybody ain't scoring, that ain't basketball. No, it's the same thing as boxing. It's the same thing as football. When you see a 6-3 game, when you see a 10-7 game, just because the score isn't ran up does not mean it's not a great game. Your man didn't show up, and the reason why your man didn't show up was because everybody else. They had everybody else on lock, and he had that 6'9". He had that 6'9" deer/gorilla in front of him, and he couldn't do nothing with him. That was great basketball.
I'm a big fan.
Top 5 perimeter defender right now.
Oh my god!
I'm a big fan. According to Shiloh,
I'm a big fan of defensive games. The issue is when the offenses are just missing wide open shots, making terrible turnovers as well and terrible reads. I mean, it was just a sloppy and ugly game. It is what it is. I'm not going to credit that to how good of a defense that they were all playing. I think it was just terrible execution from both sides, and the Nuggets just got on top of it. I'm sad.
Where do you think that came from, Doug? That terrible execution. Where do you think that came from?
It could come from nerves. It could come from intensity. It could come from a lot of things, but when I see like a lot of these guys, Jamal Murray missing wide open shots, Duncan Robinson turning over the ball when he shouldn't have, Bam Adebayo throwing the ball to the freaking bench when there's nobody in the corner. I mean, come on, bro. I'm not
part of the game.
Come on, man. I love defensive games. I love seeing it, but that right there, it's like, come on, man.
The man was there in the corner. Bam, he was there.
Oh, and then he went to the top of the game.
That was Max Strus's fault. You don't go to the wing when someone's driving. You drift to the corner.
I won't put it on Max Strus.
I am.
It was Bam's fault.
Put it on both of them.
It was Bam's fault, but like he was there before Bam turned his back. When he turned back, it was a bunch of red over there. So I understand what Bam was doing because the man was there. But it's still Bam's fault. He threw the ball.
And the officiating, oh my God!
I loved it.
Was in your favor. Let's start there.
Yes, it was. But there was other times where I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, the calls for this series has not been great at all on both sides. It is, even if it is in my favor, I don't like that. I don't like it at all, bro. Like, call this game the way it's supposed to be called. The refs has done a terrible job. And Jimmy Butler, man. Hey, I try to put him in conversations that he shouldn't have belonged in, but I guess we can't do it no more, man.
He was playing like it when you said it, though, Dub. When you said it, he was playing that good.
It's inexcusable. And y'all need to cook him the same way y'all be cooking Jason Tatum. Y'all need to cook him the same way y'all be cooking all these other superstars. Because if y'all not, and y'all trying to put him on that level, you just putting it on both sides, man. So Jimmy Butler playing like a shell of himself was ridiculous for this whole entire series. Even in the Celtics, after this 3-0 lead, I think after the 3-0 lead, he's 22 points on 41 from the field and 35 from 3 and 79 from the free throw. That's terrible. That is terrible. Terrible. No excuses. There's no excuses for that.
Sounds like a number 2 to me. I don't know what to tell you.
Mr. Lomo. You gotta, Lomo.
Whoa, what I do? Nah, people was telling me I was bugging saying he's not a real number 1 on the championship winning team, which he's not. Obviously, he's not. Bam Adebayo was the best player in the finals for y'all, which, again, if Bam Adebayo is your best player, you're not going to win. I don't know why everybody. I'm Lomo now for telling the truth.
Hey,
I've told you he wasn't that guy.
If you don't get a haircut, you're not gonna win either, bro. So what are we doing, bro?
I'm winning. I'm already winning. I know
you are.
Show him the plaque, Damo. Tilt your head to the side. Yeah.
That was with no haircut.
That was scruffy, dog. Imagine when you get that cut.
Yeah. Hey, but can y'all stop being disrespectful though?
Be disrespectful to who?
Man, shout out Jeff Green, man.
Oh my man,
hey man, my man got a ring, man. That's the silver lining to this whole debacle of the playoffs. My man Jeff Green finally got his ring. That's all I gotta say.
I'm not giving no Nuggets players
no
praise until I see Jokic smile. Until I see Jokic actually happy for winning.
He don't care.
He don't care, bro. I tweeted that out last night, and I wanted to ask y'all that. I thought we was gonna get into it a little more, but does it not seem like talented? He obviously works on his craft. He puts the work in. But it's obvious Jokic does not love the game for real, man.
How is it obvious? Just because he's not no prima donna?
No. Here we go. He wins the championship.
Some people are comfortable in the limelight, Damo.
He wins the championship and they ask him, how you feeling? Hey, man, job's done. I can go home. They're in the back and they ask him about the parade. When's the parade? Thursday? Nah, F that. I'm trying to go home. They're in the back with the
Damo, though, he's from a whole different country, though.
I seen Giannis on hands and knees crying snot.
What's that
when
mean?
He won. What are you talking? He's from another country. Like what are we talking about?
Matter if he's
no. Listen to what I'm saying. Yo, you guys do know that my brother plays in Athens, right?
Okay.
He's dying to get back home to see his family, to see his country, to get back to America, be around where he grew up from. Jokic could just be homesick.
Who
he could be like, all right. He could be like, all right, I done kicked all these fools' ass all year. Can I finally get back to my native land? Can I go see my grandma?
That still helps Lomo's point.
I don't think so.
I think he likes basketball. He don't love it.
He likes basketball. Yes.
That doesn't mean that you don't love it though. Like he would. Like there's a lot of people. See, a lot of people hold value other things. Like, bro, a lot of people don't like America, bro. Like, I know we grew up saying the Pledge of Allegiance and all that shit. A lot of people don't want to be here, bro. Like, he wants to go home, bro.
Mars, that's not true. That's not true, Mars.
You put so many hours into this. You put blood, sweat, and tears into this. You fought, you clawed. This is literally any other time, I have no problem with somebody acting like they've been here before. The whole act like you've been here before mentality, I'm all for that. Yeah. There is I promise you, I've never seen someone have the we've been here before mentality winning the NBA championship. That is the one. Even Kawhi Leonard was excited, and he's the most robotic, emotional person I've ever seen. So I'm not trying to listen again. Jokic likes the game. He can like the game. He's great at the game. He's put work into the game. I'm just saying. He just doesn't love it as much as other players. Which players that have played with him have said, which we have seen Paul George's, DeDonte Jones's, Gilbert Arenas, plenty of NBA players have talked about it. Some guys just don't love it. They're just great at it. They just happen to be naturally talented, so they're so great at it and it works for them. But they don't love it. They don't blood. It's not that they bleed basketball. Jokic has other things he loves. He loves his horses. He loves his fammy. He loves his country.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that.
His brothers love basketball more than
his brothers. That's what I was going to say too, Dub. It's like he might be one of those people where he loves it just because he loves the people around him. He loves his brothers. He loves his wife, his sons. You know what I'm saying? Or his son, I don't know how many kids he has, but they love it. They love to be there. So he loves it for them. He's just getting the job done. And I actually respect that more. Like, bro, he makes it look so effortless. He killing these cats, and he just like, bro, I'm gonna kill y'all and I'm gonna go home and enjoy myself. Like, honestly, I don't think that he doesn't love the game. I just think he's not like, you know, a lot of these cats are prima donnas, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats want to be in the limelight. Like, everybody don't want to be Beyonce. Some people want to be Kelly and Michelle. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just
Kelly,
let's also
talk
remember
about it, Dub. Talk about it.
Let's also remember too. Let's also
chill. Are you gonna tell him? Focus, Dub.
Yeah. Let's also remember too that there is that passion to win. You see Joker on the bench cussing his boys out. Get on your job. Exactly. Get your things together. You see that. So that passion to win for Joker is still there. Once the job is done, okay, punch my ticket. We're done here. Let's go. That doesn't mean that I don't love the job. Now, Joker is one of those guys who I'm really good at this. But at the end of the day, this is a job, and this is not my life, right? I'm just so happen to be really good at something. And in the process of me being really good at something, you really dig me. But you expect me to be like Magic or other guys jumping around crazy. That doesn't mean that I don't love it, because I do. Because I see the passion in Joker. I see him coaching his guys out. I see him screaming at the referees. I see him getting hyped during the game. I see that. But Joker is one of those guys that once we're done, I'm out.
He's like a more level-headed.
Can he smile? Can he smile?
Can it be like I know a lot of people where when they work at some place, they're willing to work and give it their all, give it their 100. But at the end of the day, after they're giving it their all at their job, I'm cooling.
Damo,
that could be Jokic, and that could be Jokic. What you're saying?
Damo, maybe he grew up with jacked up teeth or something, so he didn't like to smile when he was little. You know what I'm saying?
You can smile without showing your teeth, man.
I was like that before. I got braces when I was 14. Before that, bro, I was not trying to open my mouth. Bro.
He do got bad teeth too. I've seen him. He got bad teeth. ChillTown, can I ask you a question then? So give me the last Finals MVP during the whole trophy ceremony. Was standing in the back, didn't really care, and took the picture in the back. When was the last time you seen
ceremony is crazy?
When was the last time you seen a Finals MVP where they're doing a trophy ceremony and he's nowhere to be seen on stage? If he wasn't 7 feet tall, you would have thought he wasn't on stage.
Jerry West.
Was it Jerry? Yeah, that's because he lost 9 times in a row and then won. So at that point, it's like, well, Jesus, about damn time. But when was the last time you seen that?
To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen that.
And again, I'm not trying to take nothing away from
please don't tell me you guys have spent the first 15 minutes talking about Jokic.
I don't think this man. I don't care if he cares or not. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if he cares.
I started off slandering Jimmy, and I'm about to get back to that too because I was told about that.
No. Just for the chat, Heat and 9. Okay, Heat and 9. We keep going.
Hey, Ticket, I hope you hear. That's the cat that was better than Dwayne Wade, or that Dwayne Wade couldn't replicate that?
He didn't win the Finals MVP.
Am I going to be interrupted if I speak?
Probably.
Am I going to be interrupted?
It's really good to see you.
I haven't said anything at all.
Only if you bring up Penny Hardaway.
If I say a sentence, am I going to be interrupted if I speak?
What you got?
I can't even get finish off now. I waited till everybody got days off first.
Floor is yours. Floor is yours.
First of all, Dom, you're a Lakers fan. Shut your bitch ass up. ChillTown. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
No.
You're a Lakers fan. Sit your ass down. I'm a Lakers fan. Hold on. Oh, Joe, my bad. You're a LeBron James fan. Sit your ass down.
Get it correct.
I'm a Lakers fan. I need to sit down. Yes, I am. I just don't like your team. Hold on. So there was only really one Miami Heat fan up here, and that was Dunn, right? That was the only person I really was cheering for on the Miami Heat that I really liked was Jimmy Butler and Duncan Robinson. Now, let me get to this. First of all, congratulations to Jokic and Murray and the crew. Mike Malone,
Jeff Green, shout out Jeff Green,
DJ.
Am I gonna be interrupted, bro? They play big time basketball.
You got it, Ticket. I'm gonna mute everybody else, Ticket. I got you.
Shout out Jeff Green real quick.
They played a great series, the whole entire squad. They did their job, did what they were supposed to do, close the deal. Jokic has enriched himself in NBA history now, with him being a champion, a Finals MVP. We don't have the questions about him that we had before last night. Now, Jimmy Butler, that was the worst closeout performance in the finals closeout game performance I think I've ever seen in the NBA finals. I have no excuses for Jimmy Butler. I don't care if it says they come out and say, oh, he was hurt, he wasn't hurt. I don't want any excuses. The dude set up there and sold the game last night. And the refs tried to help give him the game, and he still sold the game.
Took it worse than James? Took it worse than James in 2011? Worse than James?
Yeah, that closeout game last night was because remember, he did hit 2 threes, but before that, he hit the 2 threes. That whole game was ugly. And then not only that, they gave him the free throws on the third one, which that shouldn't even have counted. So, but let's go past that, right? I want to get to this point, right? Because he was horrible, and we had to say this, right? I still don't want to be at a point where I'm coming in here disrespecting Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler went to a team that didn't make the playoffs and took them to the NBA Finals. When all these other dudes that we praise and call superstars, who had better rosters, better guys around them, sitting their bitch ass at home watching. So when we come in here and we have this reaction to a dude in the NBA Finals like Jimmy Butler, who for the most part, until he got to this dance, has been humble, until he started talking all that stupid stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to come in here and degrade Jimmy Butler and disrespect him when he took this team to 2 NBA Finals in 4 years, when the dudes that we praise out here in the jet.
That shit was pitiful, Ticket.
Hold on, bro.
That shit was pitiful, man.
I'm gone. If I can't finish my sentence, I'm gone.
No, keep going, Ticket. Keep going.
No. Because I didn't say anything about it. Because I wanted to respect y'all.
You praising him.
Come on, Ticket. Focus, man.
Because I wanted to respect y'all.
Right. So keep going, Ticket. Keep going.
I'm gonna cook you like Elder was cooking you last night.
Come on, man.
Yo, let's go. Come on.
Keep going, Ticket.
I can't give it no whole ass nigga like this.
No, keep going, Ticket.
No, what I'm saying is this, bro. I'm not fitting to come in here because these are the last 2 teams standing, right? So even the guys I like, Giannis and all these other dudes, even though Giannis missed games, we don't use injuries as an excuse. So even if it comes out Jimmy was hurt, it's not an excuse. They lost. He was on the court. They lost, right? So, and you're not even gonna hear me talk about Eastfo, none of that stuff today. I'm going straight to Jimmy. But what I'm gonna say is that we have to respect the fact that this man is one of the last ones standing. When we're sitting up here and I'm hearing people say he ain't this, he ain't that. All these other dudes that we call superstars sitting their ass at home watching. For 2 out of the last 4 years, most of these other dudes have been sitting home watching that we call superstars. Or Jimmy has eliminated them. The Tatums of the world, Giannis's of the world, these other guys that we praise and we glorify, right? And they had way better units with them. We can't take that away. So yes, today is hit on Jimmy Butler Day because he didn't get the job done. But at the same time, I still stand on, I feel like he's top 5. And the reason is because he still got his team to a further point, a lesser team with injuries. We don't use that as an excuse, but all these other dudes who y'all praise and who we all put up on a pedestal and say is great, bro, the Lakers got swept by the Denver Nuggets.
For permission, if I could talk now.
Bro, hold on, I'm almost finished. These other dudes, KD and them, they went home. He had Devin Booker on the team with him. They went home. All these other dudes that we praise and we call superstars, either they didn't make the playoffs or they went home early. So how are we to sit in here and come here today and say Jimmy ain't this, Jimmy ain't that, when he was one of the last men standing? Now he lost, so he deserves to get cooked in that category. But it ain't like he was out here trying to form super teams and got his ass whooped, and we out here dogging him for that. No, he just wasn't good enough to get the job done. That's all there is to it. But it doesn't mean he ain't better than some of the rest of these hoes out here who out here stacking the deck to be great and losing all of these damn playoff series and losing all of these finals. So that's all I had to say. But shout out to Jokic. Jimmy Butler didn't do it, and that's all there is to it.
All right, so with that being said, all of these other dudes that you're talking about, so the Boston Celtics, for example, with the stacked deck and forming super teams, how did the Boston Celtics get that crew? Jason Tatum in the draft, Jaylen Brown in the draft, Robbie Williams in the draft, Marcus Smart in the draft. That's not a super team. They formed that crew. They went to the NBA Finals last season. That's number one. Rewind the clock back to 21. How did Devin Booker and that Phoenix Suns do? They didn't make the playoffs the year before. How did they get Devin Booker in the draft? How did they get DeAndre Ayton in the draft? The majority of that crew, they got them in the draft, right? They was in the NBA Finals and they. I'm not done. They were in the NBA Finals and they lost, right?
So
why did they go to the finals? Hold on, wait. Stop right there.
Now you get to interrupt people.
No. Because he hold on. Because he lied.
Let him finish. Hold on. Let him finish. It don't matter. Let him finish. You just did
lied. Hold on. Philtown lied. Philtown lied and said Devin Booker and them went to Philtown lied. Gotta get the right context. Devin Booker was winning 17 games before Chris Paul went on that unit.
In the NBA Finals the next year.
Chris Paul, nigga.
Next year they was in the NBA Finals.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, that's true.
Chris Paul, nigga. Stop capping, nigga.
Whoa.
I'm not to interrupt you, Ticket.
Ron, I would never stop talking for him again.
I just want to make sure that I'm clear. I just want to make sure that I'm clear. Was Devin Booker not an All-NBA performer the year that they went to the NBA Finals? Yep. Was he not an All-NBA performer that year?
Devin Booker was winning 17 games.
Let him get this off. Ticket, we let you get it off. Let him get it off.
He did ask him a question, though. He asked him a question.
Chill.
Right.
It was a rhetorical question, Doug.
So again, was Devin Booker not an All-NBA performer the year that they went to the NBA Finals? Was he not 26 a game?
Because of Chris Paul.
Was he not 26 a game before he got with Chris Paul? Was DeAndre Ayton not
18 games, nigga?
Was he not 17 and 10 before he got with Chris Paul? Chris Paul
was 18. He was winning 18 and 25 games.
When Chris Paul got on the crew, he was the difference. But those dudes that were on the crew, to rebut your point, they didn't form super teams. They got them dudes in the draft.
They went and got Chris Paul.
They got Mikal Bridges in the draft. They got Devin Booker in the draft. They got DeAndre Ayton in the draft. So they built this unit. They built this unit around these guys. So the point
so why could they only win 25 games without Chris Paul?
These guys that they got in the draft, they built that unit around. Those guys ended up getting to the finals.
Why? Because last they only win 25 games without Chris Paul? Why? The same guys you just named won 25 games without CP3. Why?
Right, they did. They won 25 games because they weren't good enough. They weren't good enough. So again, they get Chris Paul, who is
go to the finals.
So they get Chris Paul, and he's now the difference in what they're doing. But that team is still close. It wasn't like Chris Paul. It's not like Chris Paul was Shaquille O'Neal. It wasn't like Chris Paul was Matt. It wasn't like he was that. That's not the point. The point that
they won 26 games.
Right. And the next year,
DeAndre Ayton was still getting better. I was like, what, his second year?
Not only
they added Jay Crowder too.
What's the excuses, bro? They won. Hey, hold on, ChillTown. All those guys. They won 26 games. Chris Paul comes and they go to the NBA Finals. That's not close, bro. It was not close before CP3 went there, bro.
When Chris Paul shows up. When Chris Paul shows up, he's the difference on this unit. They end up in the NBA Finals. Hold on, stop talking, Ticket. You told me to shut up, so shut up and listen. Be quiet.
Go ahead, sir.
Now, as I was saying, these guys, they still were in the NBA Finals, just like Jimmy Butler was. They just weren't good enough. So these guys that we praise, it's not like Jimmy Butler's in the NBA Finals every year and we roasting them. When you get to that level, we got to start talking about you like we talk about the other guys. And we talk about the other guys in a good way and in a bad way. So when we talk about Jimmy Butler getting to the NBA Finals, absolutely, that's awesome. But when you get there, you have to perform. Otherwise, you're going to get talked about.
I'm with you.
Get talked about. So I'm not going to dismiss what Jimmy Butler did as a player of getting that team to the NBA Finals, which I've said in the past. And I still stand on the logic. I still stand on the logic that team was together for a long time, and that matters. Hold on. That stuff matters.
I don't disagree.
Was just the difference on that crew. But when you get to the NBA Finals, you do have to perform at a certain level. And if you don't perform at that level, I'm not going to diminish what you did and get in there. But when you perform at that level, I mean, when you get to that level, you have to perform like a top 5 player.
Agree. Hold on.
Or you're going to be talked about in a different way.
Let me ask you a question. Now, I want everybody to watch this because I'm finna put ChillTown on the grill right now. Watch this, Doug. There's finna be a body in here. So, ChillTown. So, based off of what you've seen right now from Jimmy Butler in the NBA Finals, do you think he's a top 5 player in the NBA?
No, I don't.
Okay, so do you think he's a top 10 player in the NBA?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, right? When LeBron James lost in 2011 in the NBA Finals and had one of the worst final performances in NBA history, did you take him out of the top 5 in that Finals performance?
No, I didn't.
Okay, then that's what I thought. So now, this is all I'm saying to the people.
What does that have to do with anything?
Hold on.
You rewind. Get back to that point. What does that have to do with anything?
Hold on, chill. Chris Paul, before he went to the Phoenix Suns, they were one of the worst teams in the National Basketball Association. With all those dudes you just named, it wasn't close. He went there, and they instantly go to the NBA Finals. And the next year, they lose in 7 games. And what did Devin Booker do in the closeout game at home against Dallas? Not a damn thing. Hold on. But did that take him out of people's top 10 in the league? People's top 15? No. They came back this year still praising that dude, even though he got eliminated early.
And I'm not taking Jimmy Butler. I'm not taking Jimmy Butler out of the top 10. Not only am I not taking Jimmy Butler out of the top 10, I'm still talking about him in a good way. But he was not very good in these NBA Finals. He was not very good, but that does not mean that he's not a top 10 player. That does not mean
that's not my point with you, ChillTown. You're right. I'm not fighting you on that. I'm not fighting nobody that's criticizing Jimmy Butler not playing well in the final. I can't get around that. You're right about that. All I'm saying to you is how can we grade him past dudes who have had better rosters, who you call better, who get eliminated early?
Why we keep talking about
capable losing?
That's my question to you. That's my question to you. How can we rank dudes like AD over Jimmy Butler, and AD can't do what Jimmy just did? How can we rank dudes like Dame Dollar over Jimmy Butler, and Dame can't get his team to the playoffs? How can we rate dudes like SGA over Jimmy Butler? He can't get to the playoffs. How can we rate all these other guys over Jimmy, who's in the NBA Finals right now? He lost the finals.
I seen AD lock Jimmy.
Facts.
In that 2020 run, don't act like Jimmy carried the squad. Okay. Did you not see Bam? Did you not see Gordon? Who carried the squad?
Nigga, was a side piece until LeBron picked him up. Nigga, shut up.
Even so let's kill that logic. See now what we coming to.
What was Jimmy?
He talks to me about capping. Okay, number one, he was not a side piece. Not only was he not a side piece, he actually won a playoff series as the man. Jimmy Butler can't say that. Jimmy Butler can't say that.
He was riding Joel Embiid. He was riding that bum.
Jimmy Butler went to the finals as a man. What you talking about? Jimmy Butler's team.
Nah, bro.
Not only did he beat Jimmy Butler's team, he beat Jimmy Butler's team as the most important player, not the best player, but the most important player on that team. He did that.
Hold on.
So you can what over now. So let me make sure I'm understanding this. No, you listen for a second. Let me make sure I'm understanding this. We got a guy on the crew that went to the NBA Finals, and this guy led the team in rebounds, blocks, and points. Led the team in blocks, rebounds, blocks, points, rebounds, and blocks. James ends up winning the Finals MVP. But Anthony Davis, who was also a first-team All-League defender and a first-team All-League performer, was a side piece before he got with James. And they beat Jimmy Butler.
Yes, he was. My point to you is this. Jimmy Butler went to a Miami. Hold on. Jimmy Butler went to a Miami Heat team that didn't make it to the playoffs. And directly
got carried by Bam and Gordon.
Monique, I'm not talking to you.
And then got carried. I'm talking to fuck you talking to whole ass.
I'm talking to
Yo.
I'm talking to ChillTown.
All right, man. We moving on. They'll both spend some time back there. We'll get them back in the mix. Yo, I want to ask, how are we feeling about Jokic as a Finals MVP? Mars, I'm gonna start with you. Fluent, we haven't heard much from you. I want to talk some more about Jokic. He's a Finals MVP now. He has a ring. it's new narratives now, and we have to talk about him in a new light, or do we not? So let's hear about that, Mars. Talk to us.
He deserved the Finals MVP. No one else was going to get a vote. No one else was going to come close to getting a vote. He was the best player in the series in every single game that was played in the series. The only game I'd say he wasn't great was maybe Game 4. But I still think he deserved Finals MVP by a wide margin. My opinion of him hasn't changed. I've been consistent. I still view him the same way I did 6 months ago. I was just right. But a lot of people are going to change their tone on him because now they finally paid attention and now he won. So everyone's going to think he was better than ever. But really and truly, he's just been doing what he's been doing for a couple of years now. But yeah, for me, he's in the same spot he always was. Top 10 center of all time. One of the best offensive players to ever exist. He's not top 20 all time like people are trying to say. He's not that. But yes, I'm not changing my tune on Jokic. Everything I said 4 months ago applies today. Everything I said 6 months ago applies today. I see him the exact same way I did before Game 5 as I do right now. So I'm the same exact person to me.
Mars, I think you and me had this conversation where we talked about when a guy wins like the league MVP or a guy is an all-league defender, when they get that, you already feel that way about him. I already feel that way about him anyway, but when that actually happens, it just stamps it. Now it just makes it official, and that's essentially what it sounds like you're saying right now, because that's everything that you just said. I feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the confirmation for people who didn't know. This is like, oh well, now I guess he is the best player in the world. Now I guess we can start talking about him as this great offensive player. I mean, it's all been true regardless, but now this is the confirmation for people who maybe weren't paying attention or maybe didn't care. So I guess for you guys, congratulations. You can see the light. I don't know.
Wait, ChillTown, you don't fall under that category because you constantly said until Jokic wins, then I can't put him in these categories.
Right.
These big men. So your tune is changing because he won, or what you were saying 6 months ago.
He's still not putting him in the category with Hakeem, Shaq.
And I'm not.
Oh, you're still not doing it.
No, but however,
no.
When you talk about those guys, that's different. But in terms of being a top 10 center, I already felt like that about him anyway. And I said I'm on record saying that. I already felt like that about him anyway. And to do this just stamps it. Because it wasn't like now this changes everything. Well, now I already felt like that about him anyway.
So do you think Hakeem? Do you think that Jokic is better offensively than Hakeem? Because I don't know. You don't think so at all?
I don't think he's a better player than Hakeem Olajuwon. That's what,
offensive player.
I think he's a better. I think he's a better passer than Hakeem. That's as far as I'm going.
Don't do that. Hey, Ron, I'm gonna tell y'all something, Ron. And this is the state of basketball. This is the state of basketball.
No. I already know where you're going.
I ain't talking about you, Chill. I'm talking about the state of basketball on YouTube. And I'm talking about the nastiness that we do. We don't respect the dudes who really go out there and try to compete. I respect Jokic. He came up the hard way with his team. He competed. They built the team, got to the championship. He led them the whole way through. They won. But I am not gonna sit in here and allow dudes to take a dump all over Jimmy Butler when he ran away from Joel Embiid and them boys and went to a team that didn't make the playoffs and tried to uplift that team. Now, he came up short, and he deserved the criticism for how he played in the NBA Finals. But when he did what he did, when all these other dudes who we call talented and the best
bias over him, man. Stop
the best talent in the world, like AD and all these dudes, when they run away from the ground, when they run away, hold on.
They picked Tobias over him. He didn't just leave.
He did not leave Philadelphia.
He that's all, folks. They put on a t-shirt. He fired his agent. He fired his agent. He hired Rich Paul. He put on a "That's All Folks" t-shirt, set his ass on the bench, and basically shut it down and quit and got moved to the left.
Wasn't that what? Oh yeah, Anthony Davis. Yeah,
okay. He's talking about AD here.
Jimmy didn't want.
We were talking about Jokic. Why are we back on Jimmy Butler?
No. Hold on, Mars. I just want to get my point out. Hold on 1 second. All I'm saying is, it's nasty. It's nasty, bro. That guys are in here now saying, because this dude was in the finals and he didn't deliver, even when LeBron James was losing in the finals. I didn't come in here and say,
I am so sick of this praise and losing. Fluent, go ahead, bro. I am so sick of this. I don't care.
The question was about Jokic. Yeah, the question was about Jokic. You don't need to go back to Jimmy Butler. We don't need to.
Nigga, your team lost. You praise him every day, nigga.
You are over here doing tricks on Jimmy Butler for no reason, bro.
Fluent. How do you feel about the Finals MVP, Nikola Jokic?
So I have so much to say about this game and a bunch of stuff, but since the question is about Jokic, let me
No. I want to hear all of that.
No. I'll start with the question.
The floor is yours.
I'll start with answering your question. So everyone knows how I felt about Jokic. Great player, phenomenal offensive player. I thought that he took too many plays off for my liking during the regular season. I went through my stretch. I checked it out. I said, "Yep, my eyes aren't deceiving me." And I stood on the fact that I said, "But what makes great players elite for me is what they do in the playoffs." Right? It's one thing to be great in the regular season. I need you to be great in the playoffs consistently. And he was great last year, and this year, I think. Everybody, and to me, he proved that he is in that status now. He played because what he did in the playoffs was elevate his game. And that's been my knock on like guys like Wilt, for example, right? I say Wilt was a great center in the regular season, but he dipped in the playoffs, be it because of tougher competition, style of play, a million other things that you're doing. Oh, thank you. Doesn't this look delicious? Look at this. I don't know if you can see this.
No, I can't see it.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh,
What is it? What is it, Fluent?
It's some delicious Greek pastry from Mrs. Fluent. See, get yourselves a woman like that.
What's
Anyways,
that? Baklava?
it's actually burratza, delicious. Anyways,
thanks, Mrs. Fluent.
Yeah. So, so I kept saying in the playoffs. I was saying about Wilt. So Wilt, my knock on him was always losing record in the finals, numbers go down in the playoffs, doesn't play as well for all the million of things going on, right? Jokic did what you want a great player to do, which is he stepped up. He played better offensively, which is crazy. He played better defensively. He played better from an effort standpoint. He was a leader. And for all you guys, when I came into the show, you guys were talking about his emotion in that. When I saw him playing, I saw a guy who was engaged in the games, who was talking to his teammates, who, like, when Bruce Brown shot a deep three, he was like, oh, okay, good shot. Like, for him to be paying attention to those details and stuff, right? That's now a guy that performs better in the playoffs. Check for me. Regular season, check. 2 MVPs. Steps it up in the playoffs, check. Gives maximum effort when it matters the most, check. Is a leader and can, like, in his own way, help make his team better, check. So now he's got all the check marks. So now he was already probably, for most people, top 10, top whatever for centers. I don't think he's top 5 yet. He's still got to do it for an extended period of time. But this guy did what I wanted him to do, which was play better in the playoffs. And he did it for the whole damn playoff series. He's the best player on the best team since the beginning of the season. Literally the best team all year round has been Denver. Even though I picked Miami, hey, for everybody who's in the chat, yeah, I was wrong.
Your mother, nigga.
For the whole season and in the playoffs, he stepped up, led him to a championship. So he's a well-deserving MVP. I don't care that you don't like, Damo, I don't care that you don't like his emotion after winning. He is who he is. And if that makes him the player that he is, more power to him. Let his brothers, be crazy and party and throw the coach up in the air and let him just be that quiet dude. I'm okay with that. So everything he did is all check marks for me. I'm thoroughly impressed with Jokic for the entire season and especially in the playoffs. I don't think anyone can say anything negative about him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, you put them disrespect for Superchats on the screen. Hey, Ron, you put them disrespect for Superchats on the screen, I'm going to disrespect. You put them disrespectful. I don't care if they talking about, ticket was wrong. Instead, you put them disrespectful Superchats in the screen, I'm going to disrespect back. Terrell Nichols, your mother, nigga. Now, how about that? Tell that to your mother, nigga.
I will tell you this, Ron. I will tell you this, Ron. Last night's game, again, it was a game of 2 superstars. Because I think I put Jimmy Butler in that category. It was a game of 2 superstars who decided that, if you can keep it close, I'll close it. And the better player closed it out. At the end of the game, the better player ended up closing it out. They went to Joker more. I mean, I think they went to Joker just as much. Jimmy didn't look like he was out of sorts. He looked, to be honest with you, up until the fourth quarter, he looked pedestrian. If I'm the untrained eye, if I'm a guy who's watching the game and I don't really know much about basketball, I'm watching Jimmy Butler. If you tell me this is the best player on this team, I'm not buying that. Because, again, he looked pedestrian.
I'm glad that you brought that up because now I can transition to the other thing I want to talk about. This game, like most games, whether you like it or not, we can blame the horrendous shooting. Like, what the hell did they shoot? 34% from the field,
they
25%
both
from
played
three.
Right.
Denver shot like 18% from three. Like, this was not a good game from that perspective.
Mhm.
But almost every championship game, with some exceptions or important games, do come down to the last couple of minutes. And listen, Jimmy did, I think he went on a 13-point run himself. What I saw from the Miami Heat was a team that wasn't ready to win a chip because of what I saw in those last few minutes, where whether it was Kyle Lowry, Strauss, whoever had the ball, they almost looked scared. And it's like, let me get Jimmy the ball. You can't win like that. You can't. Look, I get it. You want to get into Jimmy's hands. He's the best player on the team and all that, whatever. Well, you can't play scared and nervous. And I think that was part of the thing. Now, I'm not blaming the game on this play, but there was a play that just, I think, is a microcosm of what happened to Miami Heat this whole playoff series. Denver shoots the ball. Strauss does not box out. I believe it's Bruce Brown gets the rebound and puts it back up for the layup, and they go up by one. So they were up one. They're now down one. He comes right back down and has a wide open three, misses it. And everyone's going to say, well, that was just one play. I get it that it was one play back and forth, but it felt like that was kind of the way the series went, is every time Miami was close or had the lead, it was one of those kind of my son calls it, he said, brain farts. Like they just do something that's just like, no, dude, like how could you not, your job is to box out that guy, and that's the guy, and it happened to be Strauss. But this team, look, Denver was just a better team. And
that's what we got to make sure we clear on, Tone. That part right there. They were overmatched. So at some point, I mean,
Jimmy Butler, congrats to the Miami Heat. They had a phenomenal season.
They did.
Right?
They
did.
did.
NBA Finals. All that.
Come on, Christian Brown got one just like what you just described too. If you remember that one too, he got an offensive rebound. It was three.
And that's what I'm saying. I use that as an example, but I saw that happen a lot in crucial times, and that's where. And remember, I keep saying this: when there are teams, like I always use the Raptors as the example, right? The Raptors, when Kawhi left, won a higher percentage of their games the next season, but they weren't better because there wasn't that element in the last minute or so to just close those out. And like Chill just said, Jokic did a better job closing out those last couple of minutes than Jimmy Butler and the Heat did. And I don't want to put it only on Jimmy, because Jimmy's still a great player. Let's not knock him completely. He's still a great player. I think all of us would say, hey, he's coming to my team, I'd be happy. So yeah.
Okay, two sets apart basketball. Just so you know, he's not 30 years old. He's 33. He won't be 34 until September. So no, he's not. He's in the middle of
he was 35. All we expected him to do was be great. That's the expectation. Not be astronomically drop 50. Just be great. Right. Just be a great player, because we hold you to great player standards. And he wasn't that. And it's fine. It is fine to give a player criticism when they're not performing to the standards you hold them to. If I think Jimmy should be great, if people are saying Jimmy's a top 5 playoff performer and he's not playing to those standards, you give him slack. I just think it's fair. But we're talking about Jokic. Jokic, genuinely, for me, I feel like he was already a top 10 in terms of talent as a center. He was already top 10 before this playoff run. Like that was for me personally. I didn't think a ring is what was going to make him top 10 when it came to being a center. But he definitely did with this ring. He moved up the top 20, in my opinion, because I feel like this ring put him, and I'm being extremely petty.
Top 20 players all time?
Top 20 players. This put him above KD.
You don't rank the old guys, do you? Like Bill Russell?
I got some old guys. No. I rank Bill Russell. Not a lot. I will say it's not a lot of players before
He's better than
the
Bill
80s
Russell.
in my top 20 though. There's not a ton of them.
He's better than Bill Russell.
He's
better than Bill Russell.
No,
Jokic is a better basketball player than Bill Russell.
No.
He's better basketball player than Bill Russell.
That's all I'm gonna say. This ring
He's a better basketball player than Bill Russell.
The better basketball player logic doesn't work. And the reason why the better basketball player logic doesn't work, one game ticket, because we've seen better basketball players get outplayed.
But he
doesn't
wasn't
work.
No, I'm with you. Hold on. I'm with you. Now, I'm just saying he's a better basketball player, in my opinion, than Bill Russell. Now, Bill Russell was a better defender. He was a better defender, but I think Jokic is a better all-around basketball player outside the defense than Bill Russell, bro. And on offense, it's way more of a bigger gap offensively than it is defensively with those two. Way bigger. So the gap is big defensively, but it's even that much huger offensively. So I do agree with Dom. But listen, I don't get on knocking Jokic and the guys. I agree with y'all say. I agree we should criticize Jimmy, but I agree with Fluent said. And that's all I'm saying what Fluent said, bro. Don't come up here and disrespect a man who did try to form a super team and do all this other stuff to win, and he came up short. We cook him for coming up short and not getting the job done. And somebody put up. Somebody told you, Ron. Huh?
We talking about Jokic.
Well, hey, bro. Man, come on, man.
Here's the question. Here's the question. No, we're not. Here's the problem that I'm having with your logic ticket. Here's the problem that I'm having with your logic ticket, because you keep bringing up something like super teams, and what you're doing is you turning this back into something else. That's what you're doing. But even though when these general managers put these teams together, and they turn into bomb squads and they win, you don't have a problem with it. You have no problem with it. But when somebody else wants to take control of their own career,
such thing as a super team.
When guys try to take control of their career, because that's why you brought up super teams. That's why you brought up guys.
I'm talking about the guys. I'm talking about the players. I'm talking about the players.
When they draft correctly and they sign free agents correctly and they put these crews together that are awesome, you don't have a problem with it. But when these guys try to take control of their careers, you had a problem with it.
No. Hold on, ChillTown.
Yes, you do.
Hold on, ChillTown. ChillTown. Hold on 1 second, Chill.
Full moon last night or
hold on. The problem I don't have, ChillTown. My answer to you is simple.
What happened?
Here's the problem I have. The only problem I have is when guys are in a situation and fail and then decide, I'm going to go get the other best players in the world on my team to win. That's the problem I have. I don't have a problem if you're out here battling out. Hold on. It's the mentality more so than the team. It's the mentality, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's the only reason why I'm saying is that when Jimmy lose the finals to Jokic, and y'all all said Jokic and these guys were just better. Y'all admitted, y'all said this team was just better, right? So when Jimmy loses to who y'all say is the better team, all I'm saying is how are we uplifting the other guys who have already been sitting at home all this time? How are we uplifting them over this dude when these dudes got all the better talent on their team?
Because look how he played. That's why the slack.
No. He went to 2 finals in 4 years.
How he lost.
Hold on. He went to 2 finals in 4 years. Hold on. The first year
over a period of time. It's how you play, not just where you finish, how you play and what you do over a period of time. That's part of the problem. We're so reactionary to this happened. Oh, then it changes the narrative. Oh, he had a 50-point game. He's the best. Oh, he had a 14-point game. He sucks.
Right.
That was
like the owner of the Nuggets just said yesterday, Jokic's the best big man ever. He said that.
Let me tell you.
He said Jokic is the best big man ever.
You'll probably lose 50 viewers right now because I'm going to give you an example. I used to run decades ago before Dub was born. I used to run car dealers. And every January in Canada, what do you get? About 10 feet of snow. And what happens to car dealerships in Canada? Nobody buys any damn cars. And you know what they would do? They would fire their managers every February because January was terrible. And then they'd hire a new person. And in March, that person would have a great March, April, September, whatever. They have a great summer and they sell a bunch of cars. And they were geniuses. And in January, the snow would come and they wouldn't sell any cars. And in February, they'd fire them again. No, dummy. It's cyclical. Things happen. You have to look at what's going on over a period of time because you know what's going to happen. People are going to have good games. They're going to have bad games. We can't keep fluctuating our decisions based on bad shooting nights, good shooting nights, because guarantee you every player had a horrible game. Everyone. I don't care if it's Magic, Jordan, Kareem, LeBron. All of them have had bad games, bad stretches, whatever. We are too quick to just like...
I would like to say that
Dub, now that I'm talking, I can ask you, Dub, the question. As a Miami Heat fan, are you? I get it. It's tough now because you just lost in the NBA final. But if I told you at the beginning of the season you're going to the NBA finals, Jimmy Butler, you would have been happy.
People. I was one of the. No, I'm not happy. Number one,
You're not happy?
I'm not happy unless we're winning. That's one. And number two, if you would have told me that we were going to make it to the finals, I would have said that you was crazy because I did not believe in that. The thing that I just don't agree with to say, oh yeah, these guys just lost to a better team. I mean, that's just, in my opinion, that's just lazy because what happened in this series, Miami's offense has been terrible. Outside of game 2, our shooting splits has been down the drain like ridiculous throughout the whole postseason run. Game 2 has done a lot of carrying. I think we're 40% from the field and like 34 from 3, and that game 2 does a lot of carrying. So outside of that game 2, it's even worse than that. So the thing is, I think Miami did do a good job of, like I told Legend of Losing this, I said Miami, they could challenge the defense, they could challenge the Nuggets offense a bit, make it challenging for them, but our offense needs to be able to capitalize onto that. And Miami throughout the series, there are little spurts within the series where We had moments where the defense was playing well, forcing some turnovers, even last game. But the fact that our offense is just so bad and been so bad throughout this whole postseason series, we don't really have a good grasp on how good this Miami Heat crew really is. Because I mean, bro, they're missing shots that they were getting against Boston, against Milwaukee.
Oh, they missed a lot of open shots. But are you saying, if you were a Miami fan, are you saying when you look at these two rosters, you don't agree that Denver's the better team?
We should have won.
Okay, so hold on. Rewind back to the offense.
I
Dub,
agree.
there's a reason.
I agree.
There's a reason, Dub, why during the regular season, which matters. I don't understand why a lot of people just completely discount the regular season. There's a reason why during the regular season you were at the bottom of the league in offense. There's a reason why in the regular season you were at the bottom of the league in 3-point percentage. So now when you get into the playoffs and you're talking about your offense, is it fair to say that maybe this is who you guys are?
I see your point, but when we're going up against defenses like Milwaukee, defenses like the Knicks, defenses like the Celtics, which are better defenses than the Nuggets, I would expect them to have an easier time against them than those guys. And it seems like we performed our best against them than the Nuggets, which was an easier defense. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, that's crazy to me.
But you weren't very good against the Knicks offensively.
Knicks, we were bad offensively,
right?
But in
the Bucks series, which I believe is an anomaly, because I'm sorry, what you say, Tone?
Oh yeah, we still got the Knicks, and I didn't say they have Julius. Yeah, they have Julius Randle.
I said it's lucky they had Julius Randle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that Knicks series, you can play terribly. You're gonna win. They have Julius Randle. My fault. I forgot to say that. My bad.
So I got you. Chill. I hear the point where they fell back down to earth. Right. I hear that point. I think that's an acceptable point. But in my mind frame, even as a fan, when I see us going up against defenses like Boston and Milwaukee, which I think are superior defenses to the Nuggets, I'm not going to give that bailout where, you know what, now we fell back down to earth. No, if we were able to play that high of a level against those guys, we should have been able to replicate that against the Nuggets, which is not a better defense.
But and I want to reiterate, we said it a little bit. Let's not put it all again. Praise Jokic. Praise Murray, praise the Nuggets because they got it done. But let's not just put this whole loss on one guy, right? Like up and down that roster, nobody shot well.
Terrible.
They all shot terrible. Like everybody on that team shot terrible.
The two people that I think will be fine, I think Bam had a good outing in this series. Kyle Lowry off the bench had a good outing in this series. Outside of that, everyone was just terrible. Duncan Robinson, I'll give him. Duncan Robinson has some good moments too. And Spoelstra, you know what? Spoelstra's getting me mad, right?
He lost the game when he put Patchy Head in the fourth quarter. He lost that game.
Last game where Kevin Love put in some good, respectable minutes out there for us, even playing not that bad of defense as well. Right. He didn't even play him in the second half like that. And I'm like, Spo, like, why aren't you even putting Kevin Love out there, where that was the game Aaron Gordon was going bonkers. And when Kevin Love was on the floor, because of the size advantage, Aaron Gordon couldn't be doing what he was doing out there when Kevin Love wasn't there. So Eric Spoelstra messed up that game for us. I would say that. He should have put Kevin Love in more. That's ridiculous.
You think that Cody Zeller putting Cody Zeller on the floor last night was a big thing?
Me and Lo talked about that last night after the game on live, and Lo said as soon as they put him in there, they went on a 5-point run. He was a -5 in 1 minute. Cody Zeller, and immediately Espo knew he was wrong and yanked him out the game as soon as he put him in the game. Because remember, as soon as he put him in the game, Jokic goes boom, scores easy, and then they come back and hit a three. And that I mean, they literally went on a 5-0 run as soon as he put him in the game at the beginning of the fourth.
I'm going to say it again. The execution in the last 2 minutes. That's the difference in almost every game, and that's where they lost.
That was the worst. Tone, that was the worst turnover I think I've ever seen in the NBA Finals.
Oh yeah,
just turn around and just throw it to and Jimmy. Dub, I got to give you credit because you said something about Jimmy. I'll fault you on this about how he goes some places and gets nowhere. Like, where was he going? Like, when you dribble into, why not just go right to the 1-2 pull up? Why go all the way into Jokic? And I didn't understand.
But hold on, ticket. But that's also on his teammate, because Bam, if Bam stops, he gives a passing lane for Jimmy Butler to hit him. But what Bam did, go watch it. Bam runs up right behind Jokic and stops behind him. So for anyone who's coaching or anyone kids who are learning basketball, pay attention to where you stop, because I see a lot of kids do this and teenagers. They get boxed out over there and they just stand there behind their man. No, move. If Bam stops one step early or takes one step further, there is a passing lane for Jimmy to get the ball to Bam, but he stops right behind Jokic and watches him throw the ball away. So
Elder put me on the something smarter than that. You should have called timeout. They had 2 timeouts, bro.
What Ticket is saying is that even in that pick and roll, what Ticket's saying, even in that pick and roll action where there's shots, there's openings that Jimmy can take, and then instead of taking that, he just runs around the court. Like, I don't know what the hell he does a little hot pass. He does the hot pass, and I'm like, what are you doing, Jimmy?
I hate to say it, but maybe Jimmy just doesn't have, because not everybody has it. Like his court vision / awareness just might not be as great as maybe he is as a player. It's just a quarterback, right? We'll watch it. We'll watch film and be like, oh, that wide receiver was wide open. Yeah, but when you're watching from the quarterback's position, he might not see him. So Jimmy just might.
It's not about hitting open guys. It's about when you're running the pick and roll, where it's like you're just dribbling and there's nowhere to go, where nobody's open.
Just dribbles around.
There's a mid-range shot for you to take, and he's dribbling the air out the ball, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, Jimmy looked at a character last night, and I don't know what it was. Obviously, he started getting the ball rolling, but it just didn't really, especially from what we've been seeing all playoffs. It was like, Jimmy, what? We're waiting for you. Are you from what you saw?
Ron, I want to ask Damo a question, because Damo said something yesterday stream. He said that he thinks they trade. He said he thinks they should. And to the dude on the screen, bro, I never said he was over D-Wade, bro.
Diesel, get your story straight. If you listen to anything, knock it off. He didn't say that. So kill it.
Swear, bro.
Already.
Perception is reality. That's what you said.
He didn't say that.
You still think after last night, because Michael Porter Jr. didn't have a shot
MPJ,
going? Yes. I'm gonna give MPJ credit. MPJ helped them win that game last night. I'm gonna tell you, MPJ shot wasn't going, but the one shot he hit was the biggest 3 of the night. And then let me say this: I'm impressed with what MPJ did last night, because he said, "Forget my shots not going. I'm going to the rack." He went to the rack. He hit the boards. He did everything else, bro, that helped him along in that game. He fought through his adversity in that game. And I don't know if you trade him. I don't know if you just trade him after winning that game and after winning series. Like, I don't know if you just trade. Do you still feel that way, Damo?
Yes, I still do. For $30 million, I'm still gonna trade him, because I can find role players to go give me rebounds and hit a shot. I can still do that.
Do you think he ever shoots this bad again though? If you run this series back 10 more times, how often does Michael Porter just not make shots like this?
If history repeats itself, if guys will tell you who they are. If historically the last two times he's been in the playoffs, his production from the regular season dips, I'm going to assume he's going to shoot bad in the playoffs, at least with this team. I'm not saying MPJ is a terrible player. I'm understanding that MPJ definitely does other things if his shot's not going. That is absolutely fair. But to act like you can't find another guy to go and give you some hustle points, to go fight and be a dog, is just idiotic. I don't know why we're acting like there's not role players who legit are in the NBA to be
another
for $30 million.
Another 6'10". Hold on, to find another 6'10", 6'11". Because keep in mind, other than him and Jokic, they got no size, bro.
So that means you should probably use some of that $30 million that you're paying him to get you some size.
Don't count DeAndre Jordan. Don't count DeAndre Jordan. Don't count Thomas Bryant. I mean, people that actually play. Aaron Gordon's 6'9". I'm saying over 6'10" is only MPJ and Jokic.
Okay.
6'10" or over.
Use some of that $30 million to go get you some size if you want size. You can use some of that $30 million to go get you role
size
players
matters,
to be that dog, and it does matter. So go get size. Use that money, because your money's gonna be tied up.
So nasty, man.
Size, man. Go get size.
I have to be in there, man. I just laugh.
Listen, I'm not saying that MPJ is going to just be out the league or he's just some bum. I feel like he just needs to go take his talent somewhere else and grow into the player that he can be. I just don't think he's going to be the guy that you drafted him to be, playing with these guys. Now, can he help them? Yes. This is a championship team. Obviously, every little thing helps. I'm not saying that he's incapable of being impactful. He's shown that. He showed against the Lakers. He's shown in other series where it's his defense, his rebounding. If his shot's not falling, he's going to do other things. Fine. My whole point is, and even though the CBA is making the salary cap go up and there's going to be guys making 50 and 60 million, I'm not paying a guy $30 million if I drafted him to be the second or third best guy on my team to be the fifth to fourth best guy.
I think the money is the problem with you.
If he was on the book, I'll say one thing, and then I gotta go get the kids. I'll say one thing though. You can say this all summer long. He ain't going nowhere.
He probably's not. Yeah,
I say it all summer long. He ain't going nowhere.
I've been saying fire over him. I know they're not gonna fire him. I think
that if MPJ was on the books for 20 million or 15 million, you would be fine with that. But the fact that he's on the books for the fact that he's on the books for the money he's on the books for, I don't think that you feel like it sounds to me like you don't feel like the value isn't there. That's what it sounds like to me.
How much is Aaron Gordon getting paid?
Aaron Gordon, I think he comes off the books after the season. No, he's still on the books for 2 more years. In fact, they're starting 5.
Aaron Gordon,
which I'm glad you brought that up, because if you look at this crew, now I'm not going to go. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go as far as to say that they're an all-time great team, but I feel like this crew, they're going to be around for a while. I feel like that they're going to be around for a while. They got this. They're starting 5. I think they got under contract for 2 more years until the 25 season ends. They got these dudes under contract, barring any injuries. I feel like they're going to be around for a while. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to say, yo, these dudes is running the table, because there was a lot of people who felt the same way about the Milwaukee Bucks when Giannis was running around and he had won the league MVP and then they won the NBA championship. He had won the finals MVPs. Injuries basically derailed them. So I'm not going to do that with the Denver Nuggets, but I do feel like this crew is going to be around for a while.
Yo, Ox, I want to hear how you feel about Jokic and the Denver Nuggets winning the championship and Jokic, claiming the finals MVP. What does this say about him, and how do you feel about this team? Paging Ox.
They're the best team in the NBA. I mean, I do think that the Celtics would have given them a much better series. Miami was just outmatched, bro. I thought somehow they could pull it out. I had Miami in 6. They was on a roll. I didn't think Jimmy was gonna fold like laundry. That was just a pitiful performance from Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can say whatever we want about him not being on the super team. We can call it what we want. That was egregious. Caleb Martin should have got the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So I haven't seen Jimmy since Milwaukee. So
Game 1 and Game 2 of Boston.
You're right. Let me not go overboard. But what I'm saying is, for what Jimmy was showing to start the playoffs, he just went to sleep, bro. There was he didn't show back up. Last night, that specific turnover that we was just talking about.
Yeah.
But that right there just shows right there. Like, bro, where are you? What was that? You know what I'm saying? You pick up your dribble. That's rule number 1. What are you picking your dribble up for right there? I know what Fluent said. That was right. Bam did cut and stop moving, but Jimmy could at least. One thing I had a coach used to tell us: we're so big, we're so athletic that if you get stuck, put the ball in the rim. You know what I'm saying? Worst come to worst, Bob can get off the rebound. Somebody can get off the rebound, and we can keep playing. To throw that stupid pass, bro, just like Jimmy's not engaged. I don't know where he was at. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it.
Bob, you're right. To make it worse though, Bob, the nigga had 2 timeouts and didn't even call time.
See, I didn't even think about that. I ain't even think about that.
2 timeouts. You just threw the ball away to nobody. You could have called time. Like, that makes it even worse. That shit broke my heart when I seen Jimmy do that, because it ain't no getting around that. He lost the game, bro. That shit hurt my heart when I seen him turn that ball over last night, because I knew he had 2 timeouts. And East Coast should have called timeout too. As soon as he seen him get into that lane and he didn't have nothing, East Coast should have immediately called timeout. All them dudes had a brain freeze last night, bro. And these are the things I think Fluent or ChillTown was talking about that make championship moments. Late in those games when you got to execute, when your mind got to be on point. I know one time Kyle Lowry went down and slipped up. I think he hit a west spot, slipped up, lost the ball.
Damn,
all those were big plays, man. All these plays is huge plays down the stretch. When Mr. Layup down the stretch. When Jimmy kicked it, and this is he should have had Duncan Robinson in the game. When Jimmy kicked it to Strus in the corner, he was wide open and hit the big shot to put them up late. Strus misses the wide open 3. You can't get a better look than that, man. And it was just so many mental breakdowns. But Jimmy, man, the turnover for him, man, I'll never forget that. That shit broke my heart as a Jimmy Butler fan last night. See him turn and get a ball up, and you got 2 timeouts, dog. All you had to do was hold the ball and call time.
So, Ticket, I have a question for you though. Jokic is number 12 for you now?
Nah, he's 13. I think Jokic one of the greatest players ever. I just didn't want to give it to him until he won the chip.
So he's number 13 under or over 12?
Where I come from, we don't give you no props until you win the whole thing. So he won it. Now you give him his props.
I'm not ready to put him ahead of KG.
I am. I am because he led his team to win a championship. KG went over to a team. He was in the finals MVP.
He stacked the deck.
Right. KG did not. You said KG or KD? I want to make sure I'm clear.
KG.
He's over both of them. So
Garnett, he's over both. Definitely KD. You know that, Chill.
He's over KD.
Easy. So he
talking about Jimmy.
What y'all drinking this morning? I want to know what each and every one of y'all woke up drinking this morning.
Joker,
go ahead. You start first, Mars. What did you drink this morning?
I just drink my water, and I ain't the one saying he's top 20 over KD over KG over anything. I ain't saying none of that. He ain't even my top 20.
What you sipping on?
You can chill out.
No way.
What happened?
What you sipping on? What are y'all drinking this morning?
I didn't smoke this morning. I'm completely sober. That's probably
past that. Whatever it is that you.
Yeah, man, come on. I'm about to go downstairs and get me a pina colada so I can get on y'all level. That's crazy. Yeah, that dick now got to be something. Got to be something.
Oh wow.
What's the problem with having Jokic over?
Oh, that's the one right there, Ticket. That's the one right there. Yes, it is.
That's what we woke up on, Bob. That's what we woke up on.
Got to be something because Jokic over KG is the space. Yeah, that's egregious.
I don't know about KG.
I don't think it's not. He led his own team. KG had to go. He had to get moved to a different team and win on a team with loaded superstars.
So, do you not? So you don't put no responsibility on GMs to actually put formidable teams around these players?
Hold on, Damo. Let me address that. Hold on. Let me address that. Right. So I'm glad you just said that, Damo. I'm glad you said that. Bro,
stop, dog. Knock it off.
When you hold on. When you're on the level of the players that we say that these dudes are on this level, once you get a respect, okay, for example, guy y'all like won 66 games, 60 games. When you win those type of games, when you're showing that type of Giannis, he won how many games this year? How many games they won this year, ChillTown, Giannis and the Bucks?
I think they won 56 or 50.
And listen, think about that. No, they won more. They was the number one team in the league this year. They're number one overall team in the whole NBA.
Yeah, so
for them to win almost 60 games this year and lose in the first round, bro.
58.
For these teams to have all this talent, look at all them guys they signed, all the guys they brought on. Even though Middleton was compromised, all the guys they brought on, he still dropped 30 balls in the playoffs, bro. Bro, at some point in time, the superstars got to do what they're supposed to do and carry these teams to the furthest extent. Even somebody said something in the chat about LeBron in 27. I got mad at LeBron. Yeah, I did, because he left. Because I said he was good enough to stay there and get it done. I said I don't think he should have left because I thought he was good enough to stay in Cleveland and get it done. And when he stayed in Cleveland, they did. You understand what I'm saying? Was winning 50 games, 50-some games, and then he left and came back and it was winning 60. Oh, no, excuse me. Before he left, it was winning 60 games, 76. So that showed you improvement. I don't got Jokic
over Dirk, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Is Jokic over Dirk, or where do you have Dirk rank all time, Ticket?
I have Dirk top 20 all time in my opinion because of his plight. He won 2 NBA finals, lost 1-1-1. But Dirk also went against some of the best competition in NBA history too on his way to his championships. I can't say that Jokic didn't this year because he did, facing AD, LeBron James, KD, and those guys. So I think he had, I think he went through heavy hitters as well. But Dirk, man, I have him ranked underneath Jokic. I don't have him ranked over Jokic. The only reason why I don't have him ranked over Jokic, man, is because I just think that Jokic, even though I have them both on the same level defensively, which is not that great, I think Jokic is better all around offensively because Jokic can hit the three, hit the mid range, and he can post you up, and he can do everything basically Dirk can do and more in the post. And he's a better facilitator with the basketball, and he's a better rebounder. So I just think that with that being said, along with the 2 MVPs, Dirk only got 1. You know what I'm saying? And now that he's won a championship before his first 10 years in the league, I think Dirk didn't win his till after his first 10 years in the league. I just think I just think, I just think that
he came in 97, right? He was in
99.
Oh, 99. Okay.
Showed up
right. So I just think, man, Jokic, like I said, bro, look, I talk shit to Mars and all these dudes, bro. I respect what Mars and Low and them say. I just wasn't gonna give it to him. I told ChillTown this on a private. You can ask Chill. I text ChillTown. I said, Chill, I'm not giving it to this dude until he win the chip, bro. That's how we came up. That's how we came up. Chill. No, I hit Chill on a private chat. Ask ChillTown. I say, yo, Chill, man. You know I ain't finna get it to this nigga until he get this shit done, bro. You gotta win this shit, man. We can't be out here talking about these dudes on levels of dudes who actually was doing that, who actually was winning. And we're gonna have this conversation too, Bob. And I know you said something about Penny. Was hurt last night, and he fought through that. Jamal Murray, his hand was jacked up. That burn, I'm telling you, that shit was burning last night, bro. He better than Penny Hardaway, bro. I don't give that with nobody say. He better than Penny Hardaway. We gonna have that guy. We gonna have that conversation, sucker. And he got a world championship now. He got a world championship to prove it, sucker. He got a world championship.
Not no floor burn, bro. I'm not doing the floor burn. If he got a broken bone or something like that, torn ligaments, okay, we could talk. I'm not talking. I'm not doing this.
Hold on, have you ever had that? Have you ever had that on your hand?
I've had many floor burns because I'm
talking about on your hand. I'm talking about on the center of your hand where you got to handle the ball. You the point guard.
I had a tooth go through my hand, bro. I'm not. I don't know. Bro. If you want to get that to him, that's cool. I'm not.
Hey Bob, to answer your question from last night, Bob, you had asked what second round picks was Finals MVP. So Willis Reed was a Finals MVP. He was a second round pick. And Dennis Johnson was a second round pick. He was a Finals MVP also.
Just those three. Willis Reed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fire. That's a fire stat. Now I can. And my thing is, I think I could shout Jokic out for exceeding expectations.
Yeah.
That's major. Like we talked about that a couple of days ago. Maybe it was Friday. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody expect to see Jokic. And, I mean that's crazy. I'm not trying to take nothing away from him. I just don't got him over KG and Dirk. That's all I was saying.
I don't either.
Okay. Hey, Chill, real quick, because you had said something earlier, and I wanted to ask on it before I forgot before I had to dip out. Do you feel like you can have a homegrown super team, or super teams are only things that could be like constructed through trades and free agency?
In fact, I think that's what's going. I think with the new CBA, you're going to see that more. You're going to see guys stay with their current teams because you ain't going to see these guys leaving money on the table like you did before. You're not going to, because of the collective bargaining agreement. I think you're going to see more teams have more homegrown talent. Because if you look at the teams that have been successful, the Celtics, that's homegrown talent. The Warriors, that's homegrown talent. The Denver Nuggets, that's homegrown talent. Milwaukee, that's homegrown talent. Phoenix, with the exception of getting Chris Paul, that was homegrown talent. Now that you got this new CBA coming out where the money's going to look completely different, the tax is going to look completely different, I think that these guys who are now where the NBA makes it, where these guys can make the most money staying with their current unit, I think you're going to see teams be able to hold on to their homegrown talent more and develop them. Plus, you've seen these teams, at least at minimum, get into the NBA Finals.
But are they called super teams? Or
but do you feel you can build a super team, like you can have a homegrown super team?
Well, that's the problem that I'm having, Damo, because the term super team, I mean, because I never really dug that logic. Because when I think about a super team, I don't know exactly what it is. That's the problem that I'm having when I think about a super team. Because when I think about the Lakers, they got Magic in the draft, right? They got Michael Cooper in the draft. They got Byron Scott in the draft. They traded for Jamal. They got James Worthy in the draft. I mean, they were awesome. The Celtics, they got Bird in the draft. They got McHale in the draft. They got Cedric Maxwell in the draft. I mean, they traded for Dennis Johnson, right? The Bulls, they got Scottie Pippen in the draft, Jordan in the draft, Horace Grant in the draft, B.J. Armstrong in the draft. So these teams, like and the other teams that I just mentioned, I have a difficult time with the logic of super team because if you run in a table and you got really good players as opposed to a guy, one or two or three guys getting their senses together and going, yo, I'm going to take control of my career. I just don't. I have a difficult time with the logic of what a super team is. And when the general manager drafts correctly and signs free agents and trades correctly, as opposed to a player going to another team, I don't really.
That's my only beef with you since day one. When I first came on here, bro, and me and you, we got into it, and that was one of the biggest explosions on YouTube, and it went viral. And to this day, that was my problem with your thinking, bro. My problem ain't with you as a man. You a good dude. I respect you, bro, to the fullest. But I challenge you guys on this show, and everybody can get mad at me in the comment section because of the stuff that you say, bro. Bro, again, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. If LeBron James would have stayed around and went through, remember, Jokic was getting heavily criticized, even though Jamal Murray wasn't there, for losing early in the playoffs to teams that was going to the NBA Finals. They were killing Jokic. They revoked him of the MVP award. We all did this year because he had won nothing, right? So, and look what he did. He didn't ask for a trade. He didn't ask to be moved. He didn't leave to go form a super team and play with better players. You know what he did? He re-signed that deal to stay over there. He built this squad and led them and won the chip. His championship. This is why I argue with you about LeBron. And I always say this, bro. If he would have did that in Cleveland, because remember, he went through some hard years in Cleveland early on when he first got drafted, but he went to the finals. Then guess what they did? They helped improve the team. They won 60 games. So it wasn't, y'all acting like they wasn't doing nothing for this team to get better. They was, because if it was just LeBron James, why wasn't he winning 60 games before those other dudes came, those new guys came on the roster? The problem was when they got to the playoffs, they underperformed like these dudes that we just seen from Miami in the finals. That was the problem. So, but don't act like, oh, the teams wasn't putting it together. And then when those dudes underperformed, you know what they didn't do? They didn't say, you know what, we're going to stand 10 toes down, come back and go get it done. No, he's saying, nah, I'm going to go get D-Wade. I'm going to go get Chris Bosh, and I'm going to go beat up on the whole NBA and tell everybody I'm not going to win not one, not two, not three. And then that leads to a snowball effect. Then KD says, okay, well, you going to do that? I'm going to go over to a 73-win Warriors team and team up with them and win 2 chips. You understand what I'm saying? And now this is kept going with these dudes. Now KD and them trying to get Kyrie back or trying to get James Harden back and do another super team, Jane, over in Phoenix, bro. This is the type of stuff I'm telling y'all. These dudes trying to.
I'm not understanding why do we start it with LeBron James? Why do people never start it where it actually started with the 2008 Celtics? Why do no one ever look at the 2008 Celtics and be like, this never started because this team. Okay, bro.
Yeah, I actually started with Wilt Chamberlain going to.
No, I'm talking about for this era. I'm talking about for this era of super teams. Why people are going and leaving teams to build with each other? It's because the Celtics, they built a team that was unbeatable in the East. So LeBron got sick of losing to him. Bosh wasn't doing nothing. Wade was literally doing nothing. And his teams weren't ready. So then those three came together because we have to get through the Celtics. Okay, that opened the door for KD to do what he did eventually. Like I don't know why that's crazy.
And rewind the clock, right? Rewind the clock back to Charles Barkley would have left Philadelphia a long time ago. Not only would he have left Philadelphia because they didn't care about winning. These guys, these all-time greats, like you talk about Joker, they was killing them. Ticket, what was the logic on Joker when he showed up? He was a second-round pick. Nobody was really talking about Joker like that. Nobody was really talking about him like that until he won the league MVP and then won it in back-to-back seasons. That was in year 7. He wasn't getting that kind of heat early. James, on the other hand, because you bring him up, James, on the other hand, he showed up with that expectation of winning. So now you talk about guys like Charles Barkley, who was in Philadelphia, and they didn't care about anything but getting to the playoffs. That's it. They were building units around him.
What do you mean? Hold on, ChillTown. ChillTown. That's a lie.
How is that a lie?
Hold on. Now I'm gonna call you on your cap. That's a lie because Charles Barkley first year in the league, they went to the finals, dog.
No, they didn't.
They went to the 58
didn't.
games.
No,
They didn't go to the finals.
No, they didn't. They went to the finals in 1983. With Moses.
They went in 84, 85. They played the Boston
right
Celtics.
now, the Boston Celtics ended up.
They played them in the conference finals. They played. Okay, so look. So hold on. That's what I meant. They played the Boston Celtics in the conference finals. How they weren't serious about winning when he went to the conference finals his rookie year?
And the reason why they weren't serious about winning. So
hold on. They won 58 games.
I'm going to tell you right now. So tell everybody what happened the next year, what they did with Moses.
Hold on. But I want to explain something. He had Moses Malone.
Tell them what they did the next year after that. Tell them.
Hold on. I'm going to answer something to you. They had a young Moses Malone who still wasn't 30. Moses, how old was Moses Malone?
Keep going, Ticket.
Moses Malone was not 30 years old. Neither was Mo Cheek. All these dudes on his team. The only dude that was older was Dr. J, and he still averaged 20.
Yes,
so cut out, bro.
Right. So like you just said,
he came in the league with Moses Malone, Mo Cheeks, and Dr.
Yep, that's correct. So tell us. The next
They lost to
year,
the Celtics.
tell everybody what they did with Moses Malone.
They won 54. They won 54 games the next year.
And then what did they do with Moses?
What do you mean? What did they do with Moses?
What did they do with Moses? He was traded. What happened to Doc?
He played the next year with them. Hold on. He
Doc
played that year.
retired. So then,
Hold on. He played. Hold on.
So 2 years
Moses
later,
Malone played. Moses Malone played that season. What are you talking about?
2 years later, Doc retires. Moses is gone. So now what they're doing, they're filling this roster up with guys like Mike Jaminski, Johnny Dawkins, Tim Perry.
Johnny Dawkins can play. Johnny Dawkins can play.
Tim Perry. These are the guys that they're filling this roster up around.
Shout out to Johnny Dawkins.
Not to say that these guys couldn't play, but they're having to go against the Detroit Piston Bad Boys with Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. They got to go against the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and all of those guys. They got to go against the Boston Celtics with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson. How serious are you about winning, Ticket?
What do you, hold on. Okay, so let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Yo, Ticket, answer that right quick, but we got to get back to some Jokic talk.
I got you, Ron. We talk, all this has something to do with Jokic. So we ain't getting off Jokic. Look, Ron, the people gonna listen to whatever we say, man. The people gonna listen.
No. The reason why I'm saying we got to get to Jokic talk is because we got Locust talk.
Lord,
Low down in the house. What up, Low down?
Low man, you come again trying to mess with me, dog. You come again,
dog. In the house. What up, Low down?
Hey, Low, hold on 1 second, Low. I'm gonna let you get yours out. I just want to tell ChillTown something and prove my point real quick.
What up,
so
Low
that
down?
second year, ChillTown. That second year, they won 54 games, and then the next year, it was him. It was that was like at the end of Dr. J now, but he was still averaging 16, almost 17 points. But that was the end of Dr. J. But you still had Mo Cheese on the team who was solid. You had Roy Henson on the team who could play, and you had Tim McCormick on the team who could ball. You understand what I'm saying? These are facts, right? So they still went to the playoffs that year. Then the next year after that, ChillTown is when they fell off and they didn't make the playoffs. And that was 5 years into his career. So they fell off.
5 years into his career.
That was his fourth.
No, it wasn't. Charles Barkley showed up in 84. That wasn't 89. It was 87.
Hold on. That was 87, 88.
89. Right.
Hold on. 87, 88. You're right. Hold on. You're right. 87, 88. And then what happened the very next year? They went right back to the playoffs. And they won 46 games that very next year. So they was coming back. That's true. They had Hershey Hawkins on that team. They were coming back.
Hawkins, Johnny Dawkins. Not to say that these players
were. Hold on, chill. Now I'm gonna keep cooking your ass because you lied. And then we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna praise Jokic some more because Low in here. Then the next year, watch this, Dub. This is why you always gotta fact check niggas like ChillTown because he'll lie. The next year in 98, 99. Charles Barkley won 88. They got better.
Not 98, not 98,
89, 89, 90. They won 53 games. And you know who Charles Barkley lost to? The Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. That's who he lost. Nigga. So that was in the second round.
What am I lying about? What am I lying about, Ticket?
Hold on. Here's my whole point to you, and I'm done with it. My whole point to you was this. You said that they wasn't building a serious team around him. They were, nigga. They had him, Rick Mahorn, Hershey Hawkins, Johnny Dawkins, Mike Gaminsky, all them dudes on the same team. That team was solid. That was a real squad. And don't tell me Johnny Dawkins can't play. Johnny Dawkins was an animal.
Say he couldn't play. I didn't say he couldn't play. What I am telling you, though, go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
Hold on. So Jokic, like I said, Jamal Murray was hurt a couple of those years. Jokic had an option where he didn't have to stay in Denver. He could have turned down that Supermax deal and left. He could have turned down the Supermax deal and left. He stayed. So you giving Charles Barkley an excuse for running don't make no sense because they had a team around Charles Barkley. Jokic stayed 10 toes down and got his deal. So don't give me all this. The organizations ain't doing their job because hold on. The Denver Nuggets, I'm gonna tell you what they did. They did minor micro moves, and this is what won in the chip. And when I say minor moves, this is what they did. They didn't have to trade major players. They traded role players. So they got rid of Monte Morris. Me and Lo talked about this last night. They got rid of Will Barton. That dude was averaging 15. They got rid of him. They got rid of the other boy they had on the bench. And guess who they went and got? Bruce Brown, role player. When they got Jeff Green, role player, role player that wasn't high on a lot of people's lists.
Shout out Jeff Green.
Went and got these role players that filled in and won and chip, man. Ain't no excuses, bro. Tell them dudes to go get it done. Shout out to Low. Low was right. Ticket was wrong. Jokic is the man. He did it the right way. He did it the hard way. He ain't run from the grind like these niggas at ChillTown be praising.
Wait a minute. Okay, once again, you keep talking about running from the ground. Let's get back to Charles Barkley for a second. Why are you leaving out the fact of who he was going up against? That's why he left, Ticket. It wasn't just because he was running.
Nigga, he was supposed to be great. He was supposed to be great.
And he was.
Jokic was going up against
So that 89, 90 season that you're talking about, just so you know, Ticket, he finished second in the league in MVP votes that year. He was great.
Should have won it, but
he should have won it. He actually had all the first place votes that year.
Right. So I'm saying, so he should have. He should have been able to overcome. Jokic was
able to overcome what?
Overcame AD and LeBron. Jokic overcame AD and LeBron.
Jokic not beating the Bulls. They're not beating the Pistons. They're not beating those teams.
Jokic just overcame AD and LeBron. He overcame KD and Booker. He overcame who else they played low? They play
Memphis. And Rudy.
And your favorite player, Jimmy Butler.
Man, shut your ass up, Lo.
I'm just saying that's what he did.
Yeah, you know what? And he overcame top 5 Jimmy Butler. Yeah. So put it like that, nigga. And I'm gonna get nasty with it, nigga. And Lo, Jokic is the man today. He the legend. But nigga, Jimmy's still top 5, nigga. And stand on that.
Well, I'm not standing on that. This is what I do know. Yeah, I'm not standing on that one. This is what I do know. It is sad that it took this long for us to finally appreciate Jokic, but I'm happy that we are here now. Everything that I've been telling you all for the past, I don't know, like 4 to 5 months now, Mars for the last year, turned out to be true. This is a man who was pieced together. Oh my gosh.
Really? 4 to 5 months.
Yo, Dub, you got my Cash App?
Oh, send it to me. I'll
because I need my money because Dub decided to put a bet on this and he
send it to me. Send it to me. I'll send you. But 4 to 5 months. All right, interesting.
You put Dub. You listen. You put that 200 on Miami. Told you yesterday don't do that.
It wasn't 200.
Dub, you didn't like that 4 to 5 months logic. You didn't like that.
Don't worry, it'll come soon.
Does that not sound correct?
How long have I been praising Jokic?
I don't know. I just like that you accepted that I was doing it first.
Dub, Lo said the Lakers was gonna win the chip. Now all of a sudden he riding with Jokic, huh, Dub? Remember he said
Lo said a lot. Lo said a lot.
Yeah, he said he's gonna take it all. That's what Lo said. He said, "Oh man, they're gonna take the whole thing when they beat Curry and them." Now all of a sudden,
what he just walked into because
all of a sudden, and Lo, don't say you didn't say it, Lo, because hey, Lo, you know what I did, Lo? I screenshotted you stuff. That's what I did.
Okay, that's fine. I have screenshots of you saying that they couldn't beat John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. So whatever. So this is exactly. Yeah. So the point I'm making is what I said about Jokic. That's what I said about Jokic and who he is as a ball player. The fact that he peaks at this level offensively is literally one of the greatest players that you've ever witnessed in your life. And I'm trying to explain to you all why that is, but I don't know why we went around this roundabout way to figure out how dominant of an individual he is. He will continue to be for the next 3 to 4 years of his career. We're talking about a man who finished a postseason run averaging 30 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists. We're talking about somebody who is historically efficient this season, true shooting of 70%. We're talking about somebody who went to the finals and averaged 30, 14, and 7, 58, 42, 84 shooting splits. We're talking about somebody who will transcend the game of basketball, who will more than likely adjust the way that many people scheme and have to defend, especially at the center position. On top of the fact that there's other bigs in the league as well. Like the more than likely what's going to happen in the next upcoming years will change the way that basketball is played in the NBA, because in large part because of what he is doing and providing for this Denver Nuggets team. You all can still be in denial about it. That's fine. I'm done raising my voice and wasting time speaking to people who just don't know what they're talking about.
Well, no. How many Jokic's are out here, Lo? How many Jokic's are out here replicating style?
It doesn't have to be. Even there's not that many personnel to stop Giannis either. Like I think there's a
I said how many Jokic's are there out here to replicate what he does?
You don't have to replicate. I just think there's not that many bigs in the league. There's not enough bigs in the league.
Well, they existed a few years ago. Bryant Reeves, Chris Webber. I mean, that's what I was told. Arvydas Sabonis. So
that is true. That is true.
So they should just come around now, I guess, since they
just like you to step up for your daddy.
Yeah, that is true.
I've been on the Jokic train longer than anyone up here. So if anyone copied anyone.
Look, how long was Jokic? How long has Jokic been the best offensive player in the league?
I don't know, because Curry's 2021 Curry was pretty nasty. Curry.
So,
2021 was crazy.
it was between Jokic and Curry. So it's been between Jokic and Curry for a very long time for you.
Last year when Luka was doing it, I don't think this year Luka was, because the efficiency with Luka dropped a little bit. Yeah.
Interesting. Remember when I had a take where I had Luka Doncic over Jokic like throughout the season, like beginning of the season and everything, and you said, "Oh, you just
throughout the season or in the beginning of the season?"
In the beginning and probably in the middle of the season as well. Remember that? And then you got mad about, "Oh, you just wasn't watching Jokic, right?"
Okay.
Ron, can I show an exhibit or like an example or something?
Exhibit is crazy.
Yeah, Dub.
Pulling up my chair. Hold on.
Pull out them receipts, Dub.
Because the same guy that got mad at me, for saying Luka is better than Jokic, like throughout that time span, right? I just want everybody to just see something real quick. It's just very interesting. Let me see.
Let's see here. What do we have?
Here we go.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, look at me. I'm so cute. Oh my god.
Look at this. I know.
I just wanted to ask.
Can y'all hear?
Yes.
Player in the game.
I do, yeah.
He's not the best.
Wait, my bad. You guys might have just missed it. Hold on, wait.
Hold on.
The legend of
from the top.
You guys have Luka as the best offensive player in the game.
I do, yeah.
He's not.
Interesting.
One more time. One more time. One more time
for the people in the back, Doug.
So is that the beginning? Is that the beginning of the year?
I thought you said you was on the Locust train. On the Jokic train.
I thought it was between Curry and Jokic, and now Luka just wound his way into these categories. It's crazy. The same guy said, "Yeah, I thought Luka was better in that time span." He was like, "Oh, you just wasn't watching Jokic, huh?" If you're a guy that said that Luka was possibly the best offensive player in the league, I wouldn't expect a guy like you to be upset like that. Other than you just wasn't watching Jokic either, I guess, huh?
That was uploaded in November, Dub. So I want to be clear about what I just said. I said last year.
Oh no! And I know what you said, which is why I said for the year and for the years you said 2021, and I preferenced Curry and Jokic. That's what you said. And it was between those two. I mean, hey man.
So there was a time this season where Jokic wasn't the best offensive player in the game.
In the first month of basketball, sure. But I'm pretty sure I was making the assessment based off of what he had accomplished last year, which is what Luka accomplished last year. So forgive me, a month in, if I was referencing what he did the year before.
So from about January, you're saying that Joker.
That clip is in November.
That's what I'm talking about. So
10 games. That's like 10 games into the regular season.
That's what I mean. So from January. I
knew Jokic.
You were telling us.
What I'm saying is,
he didn't know, Mars. He didn't know.
If I make the assessment on Jokic. If I make the assessment on Luka in November, I'm going off of what he had what he was doing last year. No, not even last year. November. We're 10 games in.
So in the 21-22 season, Luka was a better offensive player than Jokic.
Yeah, because I think.
Well, if you not Mars, because if you thought that, you just wasn't watching basketball. You just wasn't watching Jokic. If you thought that, you just wasn't watching Jokic.
Can I say that?
Please, Lo.
Don't let him slide, Doug. Don't let him slide, Doug.
That's what he told us.
He gotta feel this, Doug.
Didn't he say that?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
If you thought that, you just didn't watch Jokic. You didn't watch Jokic at all.
So as you were saying, Lo, I'm sorry,
yes. Last season, because the efficiency with what's his name was there, you can definitely make the argument that Luka was the best offensive player.
Hold on.
So when you say Jokic is peaking as a top 5 offensive player, you mean 1 year peak?
Right, 1 year peak.
Even if you make over the last 3 years in accumulation, this year in particular, when you have a 70 true shooting, which is like plus 12 relative to league average, when you have and also you didn't even win MVP this year. When you have, I think as an off-ball player, he was way better. And I openly admitted I was wrong with Luka in his off-ball motion because Jesus, that was egregiously bad this year. He was Jokic was a way better off-ball player, I believe, this year than the years prior. I think even you would agree with that. Yeah, I think he was.
Jamal Murray was on. The
Hold on, but low, stop right there, low.
Don't leave that part out. It's very important to mention.
I think he was even a better off ball player
Low.
this year than when Jamal Murray was healthy 2 years ago.
Low, what you just said defeated everything you just said before, though. If you
he never shot 70%. What?
Hold on. If you just came in here and said that Jokic, what he did this year, you said it's going to change the NBA, and you said it's going to change the way people are defending this stuff for years to come, bro. So you gonna telling me if he fall off next year, the same thing that you just did to Luka Doncic won't happen to Jokic? You just ran all the way off the Luka Doncic train because of one bad season after he went to the conference finals. So if Jokic comes out next year, gets smoked in the first round or something like that, doesn't have the same type of impact, are you now all of a sudden going to switch what you just said today about him having this impact for years to come and being a all-time transcendent player that dudes would have to scheme differently to guard? That's what you just said.
Yeah, if he falls off, then yes, I will say that. Yeah, if he falls off, but the difference is, and this is the thing that also just frustrates me. There's a difference in what Jokic was doing last year versus this year in terms of efficiency. The man he was like shooting like 60% from the field, like 40-some% from behind the yark, true shooting percentage of 70%. He was doing things that quite literally we had never seen. So if you're telling me in month one, when I'm gauging off what they did in the prior year,
right,
that I wasn't able to project or predict that he was going to have this type of offensive season,
right,
then by all means. But when he was in the middle of doing it, because in the beginning it was KD and Curry, I believe, who had relatively similar efficiency, if I'm not mistaken. And Curry had improved as a ball handler in terms of like playmaking and also shot creation. So I was like, okay, this is actually a very interesting, like, I don't know what's going on. And then I remember vividly, I was like, I wonder how long all three of them can keep this up. Unfortunately, Durant got hurt. But then for Jokic finished the season like that. Jokic went. KD played like 30 or 40 games. Jokic finished like 70 games in doing that. That's crazy.
Right. So if he doesn't do this next season, everything he just said, ChillTown is down the drain. Then.
Well, that's what I was about to ask.
If he falls off the face of the earth, yes, I guess.
Let's take that being that. So here's the thing, Nolo. We don't want to get that drastic, right? Because when I think about you telling me that Joker is a top 5 offensive player all time, this season, if he has a bad season next year, not if he falls off the cliff, him having a bad season shouldn't change that. That means that he was already doing something like that. Because what it sounds to me like, he had a top 5 offensive season this season.
I mean, I don't know. I guess, yeah. I'm saying if you take into accumulation,
because what it sounds like you're telling me, Lo, because this is what it sounds like you're telling me, Lo. It sounds like you're telling me Joker is a top 5 offensive player all time off of this one season.
No,
he said transcendent.
Yeah, I don't know. He is transcendent. I don't know to tell you.
So
if you for example, Steph Curry, who I also think is a top 5 offensive player all time. 2016 is the outlier season amongst his other years, right?
Right.
That's the outlier season.
Right.
However, you can still look at what he did in 2017, 18, or 2015.
That's where I'm at.
You can look at other seasons. But there tends to be one year that still stands out amongst the other.
Right.
This year is a year that stands out amongst the other because even this year, in my opinion, is better than the years prior. I think they're just better seasons.
And even if that's true, Lo, what years has Joker had to make you go, okay, this guy is a top 5 offensive player all time outside of this season?
The last 3 seasons.
So the last 3 seasons outside of this season.
No. The 2 seasons before this and this season,
including this season. So the 2 seasons before.
But he's only been the best offensive player in the league for one of those years.
1 year. That's facts, Mars.
But I think the other players who were in the conversation. But let me say this. I think the other players who were in the conversation, they didn't peak as high as what Jokic just did right now. If Luka peaked as high as Jokic did this year and had another year after that, and he had a 3-year sample size that was on par with what Jokic just did, then I would agree with you. But he didn't. Actually, Luka dropped in efficiency. The turnovers are still there, and it gave him another ball handler, and he wasn't as good as he needed to be off ball. So that's the reason why. But Luka hasn't strung along those years. Personally, I think Curry has. And we said this as well, that we think that Curry may have like another peak. If Curry last season had pieced together, if his efficiency didn't drop as much as it did, you could easily argue that these last 3 for Curry as well, it would be another example to why he's a top 5 offensive player easily.
Very. Two quick questions. Mars, first, how long you been ghostwriting for Low? Second, how much I got to pay? How much I got to pay to get a couple takes?
I mean, what I know is for maybe a year now, I've been saying Jokic is arguably the best player in the world. 1A, 1B. I've been saying that.
Who's the B? Oh, Giannis.
I said Giannis and Jokic were 1A, 1B maybe last year around late June. So we're pushing on the year now. I've said Jokic has been the best offensive player in the league since Steph Curry's 2021 season. So from that point onwards, I've said that. I've actually been talking about Jokic offensive peak for a lot longer than Low has. Low got the name because he came on the show and started talking about Low. Jokic every show. But for people who have been around, you would know that I was the original Jokic pusher. I pushed back on Dub when he said Luka was a better player than him. I pushed back on Dub when he said Luka was a better offensive player than him. I pushed back when I had to have the Jokic and KD conversations. That was all me. I was the one saying those things.
I definitely pushed back on Luka.
Oh yeah, you definitely pushed back. Yeah, you definitely pushed back.
And Mars. We could put us back up here. We could put us back up here. Mars. And the thing is, right, that I'm just very upset about is,
you don't look
that Miami lost. Is that what you're upset about? Miami lost.
No, you're
the goalpost is moving right now.
I'm just saying that's why you upset.
When we have a guy up here that our good friend of ours who sat here and literally a couple weeks ago, you thought Luka was better than Jokic? Man, I mean, you're just ridiculous. You weren't watching Jokic. You weren't watching Jokic like that if you thought Luka was better. But then that same man, by his own admission, said that Luka was a better offensive player. That's probably going to be a big case of the reasoning on why Luka's a better player than Jokic. It makes me get to wonder how inconsistent that guy is.
I do find it interesting. Me personally, I find it.
I don't think it's that crazy to say that last year Luka was better than yours. I don't think it was that crazy.
But Mars, didn't he laugh about it a couple weeks ago? Oh, you thought Luka was better? Oh, you just wasn't watching.
Yeah, but how deep into the season this year did you keep saying that?
Oh, you're cooked, bro.
No, wait, no. I'm seriously asking. How?
Mid-season.
Okay, by the time we got to mid-season, there was more than enough evidence.
Your exact words was, if you ever thought that, you just weren't watching Jokic.
If we were midway through the season, there was more than enough evidence.
You're not listening.
No, I want to ask Lo a question because Lo has been very disrespectful in this conversation, and I'm gonna tell y'all why he's a disrespectful cat. All of this glazing of Jokic. He hadn't talked about the other dude that averaged a double-double in the finals, and that's Jamal Murray.
I'm talking about him, and I got cut off.
Hold on. So I got a question for you. Hold on, I got a question for you. I got a question for you because Ron was being nasty too, talking about Jokic. No, we need to talk about Jamal Murray ass too because he was on the court too. So, sir, Jamal Murray, who averaged a double-double, sir, where does he? He was what?
He was amazing all postseason long.
Oh, okay, so right. Hold on. Let me say. Hold on.
He was amazing.
So where does he rank? Hold on. So where does he rank now? Does he rank over Anthony Penny Hardaway in your opinion now?
No.
You a cap boy. You a nasty. So he goes to the NBA Finals. Averages over 20 and 10 in the NBA Finals, and with 6 rebounds, and he won a championship. And he don't surpass Penny Hardaway, who played with Shaq. They got swept in the finals.
That's how you talk about basketball. I do not talk about basketball.
Man, this nigga out his mind. So we just going off a game. So where does this finals elevate Jamal Murray in your mind, Lo?
In the league right now?
Yeah.
He's a top 25 player, or top 25, maybe 30, around there.
Is he better than Jaylen Brown?
Yes.
He better than Jalen Brunson?
We said
actually, he better than John Morant, Lo? Hold on, he better than John Morant?
I think Jalen Brunson is better. I think John Morant is
better than John Morant. Is Jamal Murray better than John Morant?
I'll say John Morant is still better.
Is he better? Hold on, is he better than Jaylen Brown?
He's in that when that point guard with that
top 10. Hold on, ChillTown. Is he better than Jaylen Brown? Chill. Hold on. Is he better
I'm definitely not too high on Jaylen Brown after what I saw this postseason.
So I'm saying, is he better than Jaylen Brown?
No, he's not better than Jaylen Brown.
No. I'm saying yes. I'm saying I'm not too high on Jaylen Brown.
Okay. Is he better than James Harden right now?
When Harden is healthy, he's
No,
not.
I ain't. Come on, I don't want to hear none of ifs and buts, man. Is he better than James Harden right now?
When Harden is healthy, he's not.
Man, is he better than Kyrie Irving right now?
No.
Oh wait, you said Jamal's not better than James Harden?
He said Jamal
When he's
Jamal.
healthy.
He said Jamal Murray ain't better than James Harden right now.
Don't let him hear that right there.
Go ahead, chill.
When
Go ahead,
James
chill.
Harden ain't get brought up. James Harden. Oh
That
man,
hammy has not been the same since 2021, man.
Bro, he better than all. He's better than all them cuts I just named, bro. Right now, what do you think, Chill? Is he better than James Harden? Is he better than Kyrie right now?
No.
I think if Kyrie was
He's not. Hold on. Jamal Murray. Hold on. Jamal Murray, who just averaged 20
it's the
and 10
difference
in the
between
finals.
playing. It's the difference between playing better and being a better player. Those two things are not the same.
Hold on. He's not a better player in y'all mind than James Harden right now.
Ticket, do me a favor, Ticket.
Not Kyrie.
Yeah, this is what I want you to do, Ticket. I want you to, when you get off with us, right? When you get up with us, because again, I pay attention to the numbers also, but I also pay attention to the eye test. Ticket, do yourself a favor. Go watch some Penny Hardaway film. Are you crazy?
No. I asked you, is he better than James Harden right now?
Didn't he have a good final series too? Even though they got
he
swept.
did. That's
No. Hold on, but Doug, we don't praise losing, right, Doug? That's what they said. But
You're praising Jimmy. You praising losing.
Doug, I'm not praising Jimmy, Doug. I'm not praising Jimmy. I'm not praising Doug. I'm not praising Jimmy. I'm not praising Jimmy, Doug. Hey, Doug, don't make me come over there and body slam your ass. Don't make me body
That's
slam
what
your
you're
ass.
doing.
Wait, can I let me
Doug.
because I tried to say stuff and I got Dub bringing up takes from almost a year ago and Ticket telling me about this. The point I'm making is shout out to Jokic. He was amazing.
He was.
All postseason long. Like I hinted at it before, and I didn't really think he had too much comp at the 5. So he did what he needed to do and dominate his way to the NBA finals and won the finals MVP. He was amazing, sensational, historic numbers. We touched on Jamal Murray, playoff riser, performed, took the challenge, especially in other series. Even when he wasn't knocking out his shots, I think his playmaking elevated a little bit as well. They really challenged him in the final 2 to 3 games in the Miami Heat series where they started blitzing him and doubling him off of the screens and make him make tough decisions over length. Aaron Gordon, I mean, my goodness, what a miraculous performance from him in the finals as well. Great story. Spent way too much time wasting away in Orlando, and then he finds himself in a situation that's like very beneficial. Then you have Bruce Brown giving you crazy minutes, the rookie Christian Brown giving you nice minutes, Jeff Green giving you solid minutes as well for what he did.
Shout out Uncle Jeff.
Yeah, it was a great.
Shout out to DeAndre Jordan minutes.
Shout out to DeAndre Jordan. Hey, shout out to UD minutes. Shout out to UD minutes, man. Shout out
Reggie Jackson minutes.
Shout out to Reggie Jackson. Shout out to that one Cody Zeller minute last night.
Shout out to Bryant. Thomas Bryant got away from LeBron and got a ring.
Yeah, shout out to No Thomas Bryant minutes.
Bring up James. 100%.
Bruce Brown got away from KD and won a ring too. Shout out to him.
Shout out to KCP again. You know, this is now the second ring he got off of Jimmy Butler. Shout out to you, my boy. Wow. But just an all-around great effort. MPJ, even though you didn't look that good in the finals, but throughout the entire postseason run, I still think you were really, really positive. Mm-hmm. This is a team that's going to be relevant for quite a while, man. It's great to see what they do.
I do feel like they're going to be around for a while. I do.
Fellas, so
hold on.
Right quick. Ticket, hold up right quick. This is a good time for me to mention our sponsor, the Underdog Fantasy app. If you guys haven't got a chance, click the link at the top of the chat. When you click it, enter the promo code, the panel. You guys will be doing us a big favor if you go do that. Download the app. As you know, the basketball season's over, but I mean, we still got baseball. Football will be coming around soon, and I mean, really, we only got a couple months of off season. We'll be right back at it with the basketball season again. But in case you don't know, it's the chance for you to go bet on your favorite players. You choose their stats for the day, and you choose higher or you choose lower, and you win money, and it goes to your bank account, and you spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. All right, appreciate that. Ticket, where were you getting at?
Well, look, I want to first of all, I want to rewind 1 second. Lowe said that James Harden right now is better than Jamal Murray. That's insane.
I said when he's healthy. I
don't give a damn if the man's healthy. I don't give a damn if his dad says he ain't better than him right now. Right now, no. And then let me say this. And me and Lowe, we got into it last night, big time. Me, him, and Elder. we got into it about this. And I want to ask y'all, I want to ask all y'all about this right now. And that is, I want to say, like, do you guys think that, now I know Lo gonna say, but just overall, do you guys think that Jimmy Butler is a fake go hard guy, or is I mean, how do you guys see Jimmy Butler now? Fake tough guy. How do you guys see Jimmy Butler now that they lost in the finals the way he played?
He's a loser. He's a loser. Thank you, Ox. Big loser. Big bag loser, man. 0-2 in the finals. Loser. What that bum doing, man?
I view him the same way.
Now, hold on.
Well, yeah, I viewed him as a loser before as well.
Right. Hold on. Right. No, I agree. Hold on. Now I understand that. So me and ChillTown, before you came on here, we got into a heated argument about this. All the other guys that already lost early, are you feeling that way about those guys too?
They have championships.
No. I'm saying all the other guys that went home that hadn't done anything.
You talking about this year?
Champion, KD champion.
No, yeah. I'm talking this
Giannis champion, LeBron champion.
I'm going to this season. I'm going to this season because I'm not ranking them.
But they're not losers.
Low, to give you some context, the conversation that Ticket and I were having was that Jimmy Butler got his team to the NBA Finals. Meanwhile, all of these guys that we quote unquote praise are home, like Jason Tatum and LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. The list goes on and on.
Chill. Are any of them 0-2 in the finals?
Not that I'm. No.
It's on one.
Okay.
Hold on. Devin Booker's on one. Do y'all got two ranked over Jimmy?
Loser. Okay.
Hold on. Do y'all rank those two over Jimmy?
No,
I don't rank.
Tatum is arguable. Devin Booker, no.
So now you're not rating. Hold on. So now you're not rating Tatum over Jimmy, Mars? When you was a few minutes ago.
Where was this few minutes ago?
Mars has always been.
You was nodding your head like Ghetto Fab up there when I was talking to ChillTown. When ChillTown was talking, you was nodding your head.
I first of all, I'm listening to my music. I'm barely paying attention to you.
So hold on.
Second of all, I've had Jimmy Butler over Jason Tatum for a long time.
Hold on. So let me get this straight. So is Jimmy still better than guys like Joel Embiid? Is he still better than guys like James Harden, who ain't won shit, who 0-1 in the finals? Is he still better than Devin Booker? Is he still better than Tatum? Is he still better than Jaylen Brown? Is he still better? Is he better than?
Most of the people we've already agreed.
So besides Joel Embiid, a lot of the guys up here stay consistent where they was gonna stay. He's staying where he's at. So the JT and Jimmy discussions is always up, and I do think Low and Mars sides more with Jimmy, but even then, it's just up for debate. The thing is, like for Joel Embiid, for instance, like in order for Jimmy Butler to be above guys like that, like a Luka, like a AD, like a Joel, it extremely predicated on his performance on what was going on in the postseason. So the fact that he wasn't able to sustain that hurts his case because we can't lean on the regular season. We can't lean on what he's done in the postseason. So if we can't lean on any of that, we just can't provide the case. So you're.
But what about Luka? He's went home too.
Luka as a postseason performer is immaculate. Amazing.
Right, but he didn't make the playoffs this year.
It doesn't matter. Jesus.
No, hold on. That doesn't matter?
He went to the Western. Jimmy Butler made the finals and then had a terrible performance in the first round.
I'm with hold on, Dub. No. Hold on. People, y'all got to understand where I'm coming from. All I'm saying is this. If we say these players is as great as we say they are, but the nigga don't make the playoffs, how in the world is we talking about him and Jimmy Butler in the same sentence right now?
Because it's different circumstances, how your personnel performs, coaching situation. There's so many other things that can impact the way that you can make the playoffs or not.
So hold on. So I'm glad you said that. So you don't think, and you don't lie, because we talked about this last night, Lo. You don't think, and this is something nobody's talked about yet, because we've been talking about everything else. You don't think that Espo, the coaching, and the players had an impact on the Miami Heat wins and losses this series?
I think they had an impact on their wins and losses throughout the entire postseason.
No, I'm talking about, but this series, I'm talking about the NBA Finals. Do you think Espo dropped the ball?
Yes. I think there's certain things that Eric Spoelstra should have did better.
Obviously,
the shooting was just egregiously bad. But I also think that they got to the finals because of Espo and crazy shooting. I do think that as well.
But wait, how is it better to not make the playoffs than it is to lose in the finals?
Because I don't discuss basketball the way that y'all do. I can acknowledge that somebody can be better than somebody else and not make the playoffs just simply based off of their personnel, their coaching, a more difficult conference, injuries may occur. There's several reasons why somebody
I
can
could dig that, Lo. I could dig that, but I thought you were saying like it's better to not make the playoffs.
Oh no, I never said it's better. No, I'm not. But I'm not
Hold on,
assessing
what you
a
mean?
player.
Hold on. What you mean more difficult conference? He had all the heavy dogs, the heavy hitters in his conference. He had the
I'm saying a broad statement of these are things that could be the reasons to why you don't make the playoffs. There could be several variables outside of your play. If somebody's
I'm not going to do
So
this.
for example,
I'm going to tell you what somebody just hit me.
So Luka, for example, one of the main reasons why they didn't make the playoffs because all of their defense was gone. All of their perimeter defense was gone. So because all of their perimeter defense was gone, I took a lot away from what Luka was doing offensively. So I mean that
now I gotta take this to low because somebody just hit me right now on my PayPal and they told me that they say you gotta take this to low ticket. So I'm gonna take this to low. They say, how is Low praising Jokic's run when he had one of the easiest runs in NBA history? He played 2 AFC. Hold on. Let me finish.
I said yesterday.
He played 2 AFCs. He played 2 AFCs and 2 teams with major injuries to key players. Now, I don't use that as an excuse because I think that if you play whoever's on the court. So it is what it is. Because I think every single year somebody is hurt every single year along the way, whether it's in whatever series, whether it's in the first round, second round, it's a key guy that's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But since Lowe want to always talk about logistics, that's a good question that I was just sent about that because now if you do put it into perspective, he did beat the AC in the first round in Minnesota. He did beat the 8th seed in the NBA Finals. He did beat 7th seed in the Lakers, and he did beat I forgot whatever Phoenix was. But and what's it called? I heard that series.
5th seed. I'm sorry.
Boy got hurt that series.
The Clippers are 5th. The Phoenix was 4. So maybe Lowe's gonna. I think you directed this toward Lowe.
Phoenix. No. Somebody just hit me up on PayPal.
Okay, so Phoenix was the 4 and the Clippers were the 5. So I'd like to put. If we can put some context to this. So there's a reason why they played the 8th seed in the first round because they were the number 1 seed. So that's number 1. That's the first part. So that's not an easy road. We earned the number 1 spot. The fact that we got to play the worst team in the playoffs in the Western Conference, that's not our issue. We earned that spot. Number 2, that Laker team, they lost their second best player for almost 30 games, which would explain why they dropped as low as they did. So it wasn't like that Laker team was a bad team. They ended up getting to the Western Conference Championship. Had Anthony Davis given them 60, 65 games, I think they're better than a 7 seed. They were injured. Now, let's talk about the who did they play before that? Who did Phoenix, right?
You saying the Lakers were injured? You saying the Lakers were injured? Chill.
They played Phoenix. So when they play Phoenix, they get KD, who everybody was talking about. Well, now the Phoenix Suns are going to win the NBA championship. KD plays 8 games before they get to the playoffs. This is not the park. This is not 2K. You're not just going to throw a guy on a unit and expect this thing to just work out because that's not the way basketball works. Pro basketball in particular. That's not the way that works. And then we're talking about the Miami Heat, who finished 1 game out the 6th spot, number 1. Number 2, they underperformed in the regular season. So this 8 seed, quote unquote, this is the same team who I said this yesterday. I said the same thing to you guys yesterday that I'm saying right now. This is the same team that Gabe Vincent, Jimmy Butler, Bam, and Max Strus, 4 of their 5 starters, were the same 4 that started on opening night of the playoffs last year. So this team was not your typical 8 seed. This is not like this team came out of nowhere. So that logic about them being an 8 seed, we can dead that logic.
Oh, let me be a jackass.
It's a damn good Denver team that deserved to be the NBA champions.
Let me continue to be a jackass then. So then you don't take that away that you said the Lakers were hurt. So are you talking about LeBron James' foot injury?
Not just him. Like I said, Anthony Davis missed almost 30 games.
No. I'm talking about during the playoffs. Forget the regular season. I'm talking about when they play in the playoffs. Are you saying that LeBron James' injury played a factor? The foot The fake foot tear. Did that play a factor?
I'm not on him being injured in the playoffs. We're talking about a 7 seed and why they were a 7 seed.
Okay, so what about
the road to get to the playoffs?
So let's
That's
go to
what
Phoenix.
we're talking about here. We're not talking.
They also changed the whole roster.
They was missing Chris Paul, right? See, hold on, Phoenix was missing Chris Paul, right? I'm gonna be a whole jackass right now, right?
Actually, that's a positive.
And then how's that a positive? When they got to the finals with Chris Paul, how's that a positive?
Yeah, because he wasn't the same player.
2021 is a substantially different.
He's not the same player.
So you think they were better without Chris Paul than they were with Chris Paul, though?
That's what at first I didn't think that was gonna happen, but yeah, I actually do.
I said before the series they would.
Yeah, Mars did say before
for different reasons, but
after I saw it, yeah, actually I do. Yeah.
Now let's go to the finals. They played now the former 6 man of the year, Tyler Herro, who was a 20-point per game scorer. You took him out of the lineup completely, and Victor Oladipo was giving you 10 points per game. Took him out. He didn't play, so you had these injuries. So those dudes don't count either, right? I'm just
the reason why
they made the finals with them being hurt. It's not like they got hurt in the finals. They made the finals.
No. I'm saying, hold on, Mars. I'm saying it's because Denver came with a full deck.
Right.
They came full team.
So let's take Victor Oladipo. So number one, let's rewind the clock back to last year. They ended up. That's the way that works, Mars. No matter what you do. So if you think about last year, I think they beat Philadelphia in the Eastern Conference semis without Tyler Herro. They got to the Eastern Conference Championship without him. Number two, Victor Oladipo. I believe in the 2 years since he's been back in the lineup, I think he played 15 games on average. So we're not really dependent on Victor Oladipo as much as Denver is dependent on Bruce Brown. So that's not the case there.
That is also true. So to answer that person's question, I'm not going to spend time because that person is a very idiotic question to ask.
Well, you know what, Lo? I do agree to an extent, but I do say that it does affect you when you lose a 20-point per game score, especially when these other niggas can't score, because now you don't have that option to go to. So when these other dudes can't score,
they were scoring all postseason long. Ticket.
No. I'm talking about the finals. No. I'm with you. I'm talking about in the NBA finals. When the other guy,
I don't think Tyler Herro would have been that impactful in the NBA Finals either.
Even though he averaged 20 per game for the season.
I do not think that Tyler Herro would have been that impactful in the NBA Finals.
One question, Lo. What was Tyler Herro averaging before that he got hurt?
Maybe 20 points. I don't know.
In the playoff.
He could have helped us out.
Well, he got hurt in game 1 of the playoffs, so he probably only had like 5 points.
Right. No, he had 12 points. He had 12 points in 19 minutes.
So he was averaging 12.
He had 12 points in 19 minutes. He was shooting 50 from the 3 and 55.6 from the field before he got hurt. So that dude,
he would not have had any impact. He would not have had any. I don't think he would have had any impact in altering the outcome of this series.
You hear this, dog? So they talking about a 20-point per game score.
I'm with Ticket, bro. I think the Nuggets get 2 games.
I personally don't think.
Matter of fact, I think they win last night. I think they win last night.
You mean Miami gets?
Yeah, Miami gets 2 games. Miami gets 2 games.
Denver still wins the series.
Yeah. They're still not a better game. They might win 1. They might win 2. All I know is last night. Did you guys see how Jimmy was in a box and how stagnant the offense was?
It's been like that for like 2 to 3 games now.
You need. That's what I'm saying. You need a secondary scorer. You need somebody else that can relieve and take pressure off guys like Jimmy Butler.
And I don't think Tyler Herro would have been that.
Why would he not be that? That's what he's been. He's been that since the first NBA Finals run.
Yeah, but what did he do? What did he do in the last postseason?
Yeah, that's the best he ever was in the playoffs.
I get that. He could have a bad game.
No, but let's talk about the 15 games that he had last postseason run. What did he do in the 15 games in last postseason run?
Did he have any games where he scored over 20? So he's capable of doing that. That's all I'm saying.
Ron, but I'll ask you the question again. What did he do in the last postseason run?
Well, I don't have the stats right in front of me, and I'm not going to look it up. All I'm going to say is he's the second best scorer for the Miami Heat, bar none. And on any given night, he can be the best scorer for the Heat. So all I'm saying, he would have made life easier for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, and he would have been able to get good. He would have been able to get good looks.
And with all that
would not have altered the outcome. It would not have.
And with all of that being said, Ron, you got them winning 1 more game in this series. That's it.
Maybe even 2. But ChillTown, he was the second. ChillTown, he was the second best player on the team the entire season. ChillTown.
So Bam Adebayo just died.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I'm saying, hold on. He did average 20.1 points.
Doesn't matter.
Bam was a 20 and 10 guy. Bam was a 20 and 10 guy. Bam was almost a 20 and 10 guy.
Basketball was just
And Bam dropped in the playoffs, dog. Cut it out.
So does Tyler Herro. What are we saying?
I don't know. This year, Tyler Herro was balling before he got hurt.
I'm sorry.
He played one game.
We're not doing. I had to hear the Jeff Green 4-shot sample size. I'm not hearing a 19-minute sample size.
Right, he played one game.
The year before, he also dropped in the postseason. Also, I want to be clear, chat. No, even if you just go off of points, technically, Bam still averaged more points than Tyler this year. So even if you want to just go off of purely points, Bam is still better than him. But there's no – if Tyler can average 22 points and Bam averaged 20, he's still a better player just simply off of what he does defensively. He's a better player than he is.
I'm not arguing that Herro's their second best player. I'm just saying on offense, when it comes to creating shots, he's their second best player.
So low. The thing is, well, I do.
I don't think it would have altered the outcome of this year.
So that could be a whole different discussion. But
even though all those games was close, low.
Tyler Herro.
No.
Tyler Herro being there. Tyler Herro being another ball handler. On top of that, him running more pick and rolls with Bam and Tyler, so Jimmy can be more off ball. That could have changed some things up a bit, so our offense didn't look that bad. So you can't write something completely like that.
I'm writing it off because I see how Tyler Herro plays, and if you're asking Tyler Herro on a well-disciplined defensive unit to be a shot creator, especially when they were running shooters off the three-point line all series long, except for
open shots. Miami's getting open shots and missing them all series. What are you talking about? The biggest shot of the game last night, Max Strus was wide open and he missed it in the corner.
And Jokic guarding the pick and roll
was horrible.
Tyler is different than guarding pick and roll.
Okay, so how much less does Duncan Robinson play?
That's where it's going to be. Like Duncan Robinson's minutes are going to be diminished. So
and also, how much is the ball moving throughout the entire postseason?
Hey, I'm not saying that Miami will win. I'm not saying Miami.
You don't need Duncan Robinson in the game if you got Tyler and Vic.
I think it helps to have another option. I'm never going to say having more options is a bad thing. Having Tyler, yes, you get another option. You can change it up. Cool. They still lose, in my opinion.
They still lose.
Mars, my only thing is, it's no way that Tyler Herro plays in these 5 games. I feel that, Dub, but it's no way he plays these 5 games and he plays worse than Max Strus. Worse than Duncan Robinson.
How do you know?
What do you mean? So who's a better player?
The same way you know that it wouldn't change the series, Law.
Who is a better player?
If you know, then we know.
But
no, I'm saying you coming up here and saying that Tyler Herro's gonna just lay an egg. I don't get that at all.
But what's stopping you from believing that?
His body of work.
Doing that. I'm not
his
saying
body of work.
Let's body of work, bro. That's what I'm saying. His body of work of what?
No, we won't do that.
Of what? Because he's a postseason dropper.
He can be a postseason dropper, and he's still better than Max Strus.
How do you know that he's going to perform better than Max Strus?
Because he's better than Max Strus. That's why.
Jimmy Butler's better than Bam. He didn't play better than him. But that's
exactly.
We don't know. Why are we arguing?
I don't know why we talking about hypotheticals. I don't care. Tyler Herro is not impactful nor versatile. He's not a dynamic enough player for me to believe that it would have made some significant difference to give them another game or 2 or push it to 7 games. No, none of that. There's nothing that he does that makes me believe he's dynamic nor consistent enough to have significant impact in this series. No.
Ron, do you really think, because that's where I kind of agree with Low, where, like, do you really think Tyler Herro being there is going to make them, like, be from a terrible 3-point shooting team and a terrible offense? Like, do you think he causes that much of a shift that he's just going to completely negate us shooting, like, under 33% from 3?
No, I don't.
Under 40% from the field.
In the grand scheme of things, maybe not. But I do know Tyler Herro's a microwave, and I do know if he sees 2 threes go in, it's on that night. But I also do know down the stretch, like how we seen their offense was extremely stagnant. Jimmy didn't look like he knew what to do. Bam couldn't get involved. The other guys was just that they were playing hot potato with the ball. Nobody wanted the ball.
And Tyler Herro would have been out there playing hot potato with him.
No, he wouldn't have. Tyler Herro's a gamer, bro. Tyler Herro would have got the ball. Tyler Herro would have got the ball and said, "I'm getting the ball."
He might miss.
No, he will. He is not scared of the moment. Tyler Herro would have got the ball like, yo, I got this. Jimmy, if you don't want it, Max, I know you don't want it. Bam, if you gonna run from the ball, I got us.
Tyler Herro wouldn't have dribbled into the middle of the key and not knowing what to do with the ball. Tyler.
Oh yeah, he would
Herro
have
is
just
Tyler
he would
Herro
have
is
just
a
threw
much
it up.
better-
Yeah, he just would have threw it up. Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
like I
was
said,
better
like
than
I
throwing
said,
it away.
you missed
Throwing it up was
that
better than
part.
throwing
You
it
missed
away.
that part, Lo. You missed that part. A lot of times it's better just to get the ball on the rim. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot better to get the ball on the rim than throw the ball to the other team. So yes, that is a plus.
In
100%
fact,
a
that's
plus.
all the time. It's all the time, Big Ox. It's better to
Every
get the ball
time. It's
than throw-
100% a
than
plus
throw
to
it
get
to
the
the
ball
other
up on
team.
the rim than it is to make to. But
Than
you know what I'm
throw it to
saying?
the other
Like
team.
when you especially when you got an athletic guy like Bam who hasn't been correct me if I'm wrong, Dub. He hasn't been out rebounding Jokic and AG, but if you get it on the rim, he has a chance to maybe go
It's kind
tip
of
it
hard
in.
to
You know,
rebound two people though.
Yeah,
right? That wasn't a knock,
he-
Dub.
he
Calm
was doing-
down.
he
That
was
wasn't
doing-
a
he
knock,
was
Dub.
doing
That
his
wasn't
thing.
a knock.
I was playing with you. I was just playing with
I
you.
think Bam did a really good job.
Me too.
He
me
was
too.
awesome in
But
his
this,
series.
but
He
this,
was.
this,
He
this
was
is all I'm
awesome in
saying.
his
If you
series,
got
100%.
you got a guy like Tyler Herro attacking off that pick and roll, like one of y'all said, I think that might have been you, Ron. You attack off that pick
I
and
think it was
roll.
Mars.
Mark. So if he's attacking, bro, he gets
I think
Tyler
he was
Herro has a nice floater. Tyler Herro is just a much
That was
better
just the
player
Mars
than
merchant. It was you,
Bob,
Mars.
Bob,
Tyler.
watch how I drop low off. Now, Lo, let me ask you this question, right? Now, Dub, I want you to listen to this, Dub. Y'all put this in the short. Lo, if the Denver Nuggets were missing Bruce Brown, could they have still won the championship?
Yes.
I'm done.
But they're not even on the same level. Tyler Herro is much better than Bruce Brown. I'm not gonna do this.
Oh, look, Ticket just left. Why you
I
do
don't
that,
know.
Lo?
I don't know.
Tyler-
I don't know what the
Tyler-
point he
Tyler-
was
Tyler-
making.
Tyler
I don't know.
Herro is much better than Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown
And that's not-
was
that's
always-
not- that's not even up for discussion.
And I agree, Alex. I think
I see what Ticket's saying though. I get
Bruce
what Ticket's
Brown was so big in these playoffs in big moments for them, bro. For you to say if they didn't have Bruce Brown, they still could have won. That's cap, bro.
He was one of the main reasons why they beat the Lakers. He was one of the main reasons why
He
they beat the
completely
Lakers.
took D'Lo out of the Lakers series.
Yeah, he was one of the main reasons why they beat the
completely
Lakers.
took him out of the series. He absolutely terrorized teams all throughout the playoffs with his shooting, and then he won you the last game with the breakout game he had, going 27.
Game four? Was that game four?
Yeah.
Hold on, he's been steady all playoffs. So you gonna tell me without him they would have won?
Yes.
Which series
That's
did they
cap,
lose?
man. Yo,
Which
hey,
Wait, what series are they losing? Yeah, what series are they losing?
First of all, hold on. First of all, they lose. They could have lost this series without Bruce Brown. All the big things he did throughout this series.
Not could have. What series are they losing without Bruce Brown?
No, you can't say definitely. You can't
First
say
of all,
definitely.
hold on. First of all,
That's what I'm saying.
I think they would have lost to the Lakers. All them games to the Lakers were close because Bruce Brown
So Bruce Brown changed it from a sweep for Denver to Denver.
Every game with the Lakers was close. What was the key factor in that series? Bruce Brown completely took D'Lo out of the series on both ends.
D'Lo would have taken himself.
So Bruce Brown changed it from the Lakers winning 0 games to winning 4.
Bro, y'all dudes is crazy.
Wait. I want to clear. Yeah,
I got it.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think Ticket. No, Ticket is not saying that. No, he's not saying that. But
Let him answer though.
I'm up the ante. Chill. Could they win a championship without Aaron Gordon, nigga?
No.
Oh no, that's what we
Well,
get.
put some fucking respect on Tyler Herro name, nigga.
Tyler Herro. I think Aaron Gordon. We might have a discussion who's better between those two.
Yo, wait a second. Because no, hold on, Lo. Because wasn't Ron? Correct me if I'm wrong. But wasn't it Lo and Mars that were laughing when I brought up Aaron Gordon earlier this year? Talking about who? Aaron Gordon? Oh my God, Aaron Gordon. Yelling, you know how low.
I don't remember that.
You know how low dude get the.
It might have happened, but I don't think I've disrespected Aaron Gordon.
It happened. I can't remember exactly who it was, but it happened.
It might have happened. If someone finds the clip and I'm laughing, I'm not gonna run from it. I don't deny it.
No, I don't remember.
What I don't want to discount.
I remember.
You don't
remember saying he's not an all-star. I remember that.
Yeah, he's not an all-star.
He's not an all-star.
They're in sync. It's crazy.
Chill. You were saying you don't want to discount what? You don't want to discount the Cody Zeller minutes that Big Ox was praising.
No, I'm not going there. No, I don't want to do that. No,
I do remember the Cody Zeller minutes that he was caping for.
I do remember that.
But look, they won that game, Lo. They won that game.
I remember the Cody Zeller minutes.
I don't want to discount how important rotation
the game
players
they
are.
won, Lo.
And I don't want to, and I'm not saying that Bruce Brown. I'm not saying that Bruce Brown, if he's not on the floor, okay, the Lakers now win the series. No, but Bruce Brown was a huge reason why they beat the Lakers.
Yes.
He was a huge reason why.
He's a huge reason why they beat them in 4, but they still could have beat them though.
That's all
Bro,
I'm saying.
and I'm not saying that.
I don't think he was the difference. Yeah, I don't think he was the difference between them winning and losing the series. No, I'm not going to go that far. But what I am going to say is him being on the floor and him completely taking their starting point guard out of the game.
He would have did that himself. He would have did.
I don't know if he would have done that himself, to be honest with you, because he didn't do that.
No, he was doing that. He was doing that himself up and down all postseason long.
Well, he didn't completely take it. Well, there's a difference between being up and down low and being completely taken out of the series. He was taken out of the series.
Yo, Jay, send me the clip, Jay. Send me the clip.
I don't think he wasn't taken out of the Memphis series completely. That did not happen. He was not completely taken out of the Golden State Warriors series. I think Bruce Brown completely took him out of that Lakers Western Conference Finals series. He was a non-factor.
Well, we arguing that.
We gotta get in the super chats. Go ahead. Hey, and Jay, if you have the clip, send it to me, send it to Dub, send it to Ox, send it to anybody.
What clip are we talking about?
We arguing the one where they're disrespecting Aaron Gordon. Now all of a sudden he's the savior. But look, what I was trying to say about Tyler Herro though, I'm not saying that if he plays, they win the series. I'm just saying that when he's on the court, him and Vic, because I don't want to discredit Victor Oladipo either. I'm a very big Victor Oladipo guy. He's not the same player he's always been. But if you have those two guys on your team, you just have more options, bro. That's all I'm saying. You can mix up what you're able to do on offense, and I think they might not have won, but maybe we get one or two more games in NBA basketball. That's all I was saying. That's it, bro. But see this right here. See what he's doing right now. This the cheese ball shit I was talking about earlier with Aaron Gordon.
Cheese ball.
But y'all are talking about players that are just like what are y'all like Tyler Herro?
What are you talking about?
Low,
bro? Like
it's that kind of low. It's that kind of logic.
No.
It's that kind of logic right there, low, that boils our blood.
That's why Moore's got a ghostwrite for you, bro. Because you come on here and just say shit like that.
I just asked.
He was Sixth Man of the Year last year. He's obviously very impactful to his team.
I'm not saying he's not. What does his style of play? How does that would have impacted and altered, in your opinion, in his style of play?
Okay, so coming off that pick and roll, how can you? What is Jokic going to do in that pick and roll setting when he has to deal with Tyler Herro going downhill? That's one part right there. What is Jokic going to do then, Law?
Oh, they'll just play drop and make him a mid-range shooter.
Okay, so no. When this is the thing about basketball that you need to understand, Lo. When somebody's backing up, you don't stop and pop. You attack them. They're on their heels. You attack them and make them do something. That floater from Tyler Herro is pretty much automatic, bro. So that's one thing that you don't know about basketball because you've never been in that situation.
The difference. The difference, Ox, is that if he wants to shoot the floater, that's fine. But he's not.
And that's what he wants to do. He loves that floater.
And they're going to give that to him. The difference is that he's not converting it at a high enough rate for them to panic or make any alterations. If he wants to live off of tough twos or floaters, they're giving him that.
That's not a tough tool for Tyler Herro, bro.
Well, you can believe that, Ox. That's fine. But I'm telling you, from basketball standpoint, it's not enough offense to justify them changing their offense.
Bro, what was the score last night? The score was in the 80s last night, bro. So
yes,
12 points off a floater.
If you play basketball, you know that's not how that works because he would have to start taking shots from somebody else.
Right, you're right, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of those shots that Dub was talking about that they just missed. Tyler Herro can make those if they're floaters.
So how many shots is he taking?
I'll call it. Let's just. I don't know exactly how many he's going to take, but let's say he converts 6 of those. I'll just be modest. Let's say 6 of those misses turn into made floaters or mid-range jump shots for Tyler Herro. That's 12 points. That's a 12-point swing.
Hold on. The issue is
it's not stupid. It's basketball. You don't know. Hold on, Dub, because you don't know because you start getting into basketball when you realize YouTube will get you rich, bro. You don't know nothing about no hoops, bro.
So Bob, this is the thing.
You don't know nothing about no hoops, bro. You realize YouTube will get you rich, so you start talking basketball because you're an intelligent fella. So you figured, hey, I can do this shit, but you can't because you don't know what you're talking about.
Bob. So the issue,
the same way you thought Cody Zeller should play minutes, right?
Yes, I did because he's a big body, not because he's a great player, because he's a big body and he can. And it matters, bro. It matters when you're down there bumping somebody. That shit really has an impact.
You guys are the issue. Yeah, y'all both are bad. But the issue that was going on is like what you're saying, Bob, is not like incorrect, and in theory is cool. The issue is
I
like,
know it's not incorrect.
No, 100%. The issue with Tyler Herro is outside of the 2020 run, him in the postseason is not great. And even then, me watching, he misses wide open mid range. The floater doesn't fall the same. Like, he just doesn't like perform the same way that I would expect him to do. So that's the issue. Where is Tyler Herro going to be this guy that we're trying to create the hypothetical for, or is he going to be what he was in 2021 and last season in the postseason? And that's the issue.
I think we should just read Superchats.
Me too, Mars.
We're wasting too much time on Tyler Herro talk because a nigga making hypotheticals about things that he would do. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
We could talk about Cody Zeller too, if he would have
hypotheticals about a floater from Tyler Herro.
Patches.
All right.
Bo, so you act like a floater is like, what is that, a bad shot now?
I'm saying it's not efficient enough to keep up with what they're doing.
We're beating Tyler Herro's name to a pulp right now.
I don't know why we're talking about Tyler Herro. We're talking about hypotheticals. Y'all, but hey, that's what y'all niggas love to do is talk about hypotheticals when somebody actually won a championship. But fuck it, who cares?
No.
Hypothetical Tyler Herro. Ron, go ahead and go. Ron, you can go ahead and go. We're gonna read Ron. We're literally talking about hypotheticals. We're talking about hypotheticals. We're talking about hypotheticals.
You set up
we're talking hypotheticals right now. We are talking hypotheticals.
No, nigga, you just set up here and made it seem like you downplayed Bruce Brown. You downplayed Aaron Gordon when you was talking that shit about Aaron Gordon.
We literally said I don't know. I said I don't know.
Aaron Gordon earlier this year when me and Bob was talking about Aaron Gordon, I told you Aaron Gordon should.
I remember you said it. You said he should have been an all-star.
Right?
No, he should not.
You remember you was talking?
I don't know what this is.
This is a capper, sir. So what the point we're trying to prove to you is what Ron was saying was right. And it could have a major effect. But your ass is such a capper, and Mars is a crapper that'll fall behind you because you'll sit up here and get seen like that team without big role players.
What did I do?
Could have still hold on. The great Shaq and Kobe could not have won chips without Robert Horry. They could not have won chips without Derek Fisher. They could not have won chips without some of the other guys they had on those teams. For you to sit up here to say that the Jokic and them still could have won a chip and went through the playoffs without the way Bruce Brown played all the way through the playoffs is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting, bro. Especially when we bring up a dude who averaged 20 points per game and you said it have no effect. That's cap.
Ticket, you gonna tell that lie that you said on your stream last night about how Kobe Bryant's team in 06 and 07 is better than this Miami Heat team?
We got the mixed up. I meant the first year they got traded over there.
Man, I got the fuck up, man. Go to the
you shut up, nigga.
It's crazy. Y'all talking about
don't get mad, nigga. You get mad when you get cooked. You get mad when you get cooked.
Nobody cooking. I just want y'all to keep it honest.
No.
Tell them how to smush Parker.
What did Bruce Brown
how to smush Parker supporting
Bruce Brown average in series, low?
Tell them how to the smush Parker. We talking about Bruce Brown.
This is What did Bruce Brown average in series, low? What did Bruce Brown average in series? What did he average in series, low?
I don't know.
Yeah, pull it up.
Brown.
What did he average in series, low? Because
like 10, 11 points. 10, 11 points.
Right, hold on. Now, I'm going to say it again. Let me ask you this question. Do the Lakers win championships without Robert Horry's 9 points?
They could. Yeah, I don't know. They could. Yeah, they could.
Lord have mercy, man. ChillTown, y'all hear the cap? So my whole point, hold on. My whole point is this. The Denver Nuggets could not have won a chip without Aaron Gordon. Or if you keep Aaron Gordon, they couldn't have won it without Bruce Brown.
Aaron Gordon,
those two dudes were major. Right, hold on. So Aaron Gordon was more closer to Tyler Herro. So what we saying? I gave you a lesser version with Bruce Brown. But it's the effect. You make it seem like a dude that averaged 20 points per game and was an integral part of that team would have had minimal impact in the NBA Finals against Jokic and them. And we're telling you.
I don't because you keep referencing what he does in the regular season when in the postseason he sees tremendous drop off in production and efficiency. That's why I'm not going off of I'm not going off of what he does in the regular season. I'm going off of what he does in the postseason.
Superchats.
I'm barely listening, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Superchats.
Oh, you barely listening now? You barely listening?
I do agree with the point because Bruce Brown did have some key moments in the game that put them over the edge. But hey, man, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know, so I don't know.
It's a hypothetical. It's hypothetical, bro.
All right, Superchats.
Y'all ready? Has everybody got everything off?
What you got, Ron?
I got a stupid question for you, Mars. I got a super chat from Mars, and that son of a bitch stay knuckle sandwich, boy.
I'll let it go. I'll let it go if I have to, Ryan.
Let what go?
I don't know. Thin air, because these are hypotheticals that we're talking about right now. There's nothing to grasp on to begin with. It's hypotheticals. There's nothing. What are we talking about?
Hemp named Slickback said, fellas, in my opinion, the biggest comp to these Nuggets, in my opinion, is the Spurs from a character standpoint. These guys just care about hoops, no BS, no drama. Hold on, there's a second part to it. He also said, and no, I'm not saying they are the Spurs or a dynasty. I'm just saying the way how they just hoop with Murray and Joker reminds me of Spurs basketball.
I could get behind that. I could get behind that.
I might not know enough about basketball to agree, even though Ox and I agree. But yeah, I agree. I see what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Basketball Reference can tell me how the character behind it, since I don't watch it. I just look at the box score.
Nah, I love Low. Low cool. I see y'all in the chat room. I love Low, but he ain't finna cap about that. He not finna make it seem like that them other players don't count. If you took Aaron Gordon out of that team, they don't win the chip. So I
agreed with you.
Right, hold on. So you have certain series where you play well and you don't play well.
My hypotheticals, Jesus Christ.
Yo, I'm not getting. Hold on. I'm just saying that counts, bro.
Jesus is a hypothetical.
You making it seem like it. Okay, so if it's a hypothetical, you can't come up here and say it doesn't count, then, nigga, because you don't know.
Okay. I said I don't know. What do you want me? I don't know.
You said it would have minimal impact. You're a liar. I heard what you told Bob.
Yeah, it does. But I don't know what the outcome would be, though. What the hell? It's hypotheticals.
Go ahead, Ron.
I like it. Ron, I like your hair, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Ron. You looking fresh today, B.
Them crusty ass dreads, man.
All right, man.
Oh, look at Bob hating. Look at Bob hating.
We don't need oxygen. You're right.
You feel it, right? The hate. I'm drowned in it.
I'm ashamed of you, though, for not standing on business, sucker.
Well said. Jokic's 5 elite healthy seasons over Chris Paul's 10. He underperformed choked in half outside 08, 09, 11, and 2020, all while Jokic's peak clears his by far.
Look at 2018 as well. He was actually a key factor on why they were up 3-2, and then he got hurt. So you got to add 2018 to that one as well. But okay, that's cool.
Yeah, if he gets hurt, I mean that goes against him.
That's choking. If someone gets hurt, that's choking.
No, I'm just saying when it comes to like ranking him compared to other people, him getting hurt in the postseason probably holds.
Oh, facts. True.
But what if he had stayed healthy though?
Cleveland still beats them because I know James Harden. I know you do.
No, they don't.
I know
that
you.
Defense is terrible.
I know you.
We can't get into this right now, but that Rockets team gets body slammed by LeBron.
No, they don't. What are y'all talking about?
I know you.
You're doing a hypothetical again, and I don't care.
Yeah,
what are you guys kidding? Are you guys kidding me, bro?
What if LeBron wasn't knocking down his shots though?
What if James Harden just didn't fold?
Yeah, what if James Harden showed up, and then what if Chris Paul didn't get hurt?
Right, and I'm
and
glad
Clint
you brought
Capella's just sending LeBron shots.
That's what we do around here, though, right?
If that's what we do. Then maybe they win. But if that doesn't happen, then Bron's body slamming them.
Going off of what I had seen from James Harden up until that point, I'm betting against James Harden.
Hey, chill.
James Harden was playing well in those playoffs, though.
Yep, he was. And chill, you know something? I'm with you on the James Harden thing, and you know that. I've been with you for the whole case.
Yeah.
I think that Houston Rockets team is just so good that they'll be able, despite his inconsistencies, they'll be able to overcome LeBron James and the Cavs with George Hill and Larry Nance and Tristan Thompson and JR and them boys.
I've told you this in the past, dog. Man walked taller when he walked with James Brown. So,
but they should have been doing that against the Golden State Warriors, but they didn't.
Chill, I'm disappointed. You just being disrespectful, man.
You just disrespecting Chill, man, because you taking away 20 points that Chris Paul was putting up in the postseason, man. That's crazy. You tell me they had zero impact.
You supposed to be riding with me. Zero impact. You supposed to be riding with me. I'm disappointed in you. You supposed to be riding with me to defeat guys like Bo and Mars, but you.
Why do you keep saying I'm not doing anything? Why do you keep saying my name?
That's why.
Wait a minute.
Why are you just saying my name? I'm not even doing anything. I'm just waiting for Superchats to get ready.
I'm just
Hey, Mars, tell Ticket calling my phone, and I ain't even give you my number.
I ain't do nothing. I'm just being brought up for no reason.
What you
I guess
got, Ron?
Pride Month, but if you love me, like
Yeah, I got that.
All right.
Amazing, Mars. That was great.
Percocet with the super chat said, I remember when tickets said Jokic would be added to the list of MVPs to not win a ring. Did last night change your opinion about the Nuggets and Joker?
Yeah, because now he's added to the list of guys who won a ring. Janet Jackass.
He also said Memphis, they couldn't beat Memphis. He thought that
I didn't think so. You right. Hold on. You right.
Cleveland. You said Cleveland. You said Cleveland as well. You said a bunch of teams.
Keep going.
It's in the clip.
I stand on everything I said.
When I upload the video,
ride on me. I thought we was cool, Dub. You want me to die, homie?
Ticket, we all cool. It's just when your man be saying something that's wrong.
Nah. I'm in the zone. I'm like Wesley Snipes and you Woody Harrelson, fool. I'm in the zone. We supposed to go get this. We supposed to go run the court. We supposed to go run the court, Dub. Straight up.
I love you, bro. I love you.
Wait, go back. Go back to the other. Go back to the other. That other one.
I got you. Hold up.
What's the highest I can rank Jokic offensively? Maybe 3.
Eli the Misfit said, Lowe's a cap. He did say he knows the outcome. That's why this whole convo started. But y'all twisted his words. He said Nuggets win the ring. Nothing about how many games.
Be like that sometimes. It's 7 of us up here talking. My bad for twisting your words, love.
I thought he said something. I thought he was talking about something else though. But he's still talking about the hypothetical. Hypothetically speaking, what if I didn't say that though?
Hypothetically speaking.
Sweet Chili Heat 45 said, in the last 5 seasons, we have 5 different championship teams, from the Raptors to the Lakers to the Bucks to Warriors to the Nuggets. Great to see parity.
That is actually a fact.
Yeah,
because I'm actually already ready for the next year. To be honest with you, Floyd, hey,
it's Philly's time to shine next year.
Man, I ain't gonna hold. You know, so crazy. I did a poll 4 or 5 years ago, and that's when did everybody team up? In 2019, and I did a poll, and I was like, who do y'all think out of the teams was not going to win? Because obviously, in the next 4 years, somebody out of the 4 or 5 would not win. Being Milwaukee, Clippers, Lakers, Boston, and Philly. I think it was Philly. And
hey, Lo, I guarantee you
I think
weak era like the 70s, right, Lo?
I think
70s was
No, it wasn't. It
winners every year, different winners every year made it a weak era, right? I think I heard.
First of all,
Lo,
get back to the point, Lo.
My bad. And in there, well, it's not that many crackheads right now. It's John Morant, but he's not a crackhead. He doing other things. Then I said that I think everybody assumed that the 2 teams that were going to win, or 2 to 3 teams they thought were going to win, was Boston, Philly, and the Clippers, and none of them have won a championship yet. None of them.
Next year, anyone who put money on the
Celtics, the only team. The Celtics, the only team that have been to the finals. That's it.
Yeah, that too. And the only team that been to the finals. And the Clippers only been to the conference finals 1 time.
That's
and
it.
Philly ain't making it past second round.
That's sniffing.
So it is very. And I think at the time, especially the way that people were talking about Giannis. I think the Bucks were at the bottom of the list of teams that were supposed to win, and if I'm not mistaken, the following year they won a championship.
So in this next, we're in 23 right now. So over the next 4 years, at the beginning of the 1920 season, we've had 4 different champions. So over the next 4 years, if we get another 3 different champions, would this era be similar to what the 70s was?
No,
in terms of parity.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in terms of parity. Would this era be similar to what the 70s?
How many different teams won a chip in the 70s? You got the Sonics, Bullets.
I think it's 8.
So start from the top, Mars. The Knicks won it in 70. Milwaukee won it in 71. The Lakers won it in 72. The Knicks won it again in 73. Boston won it in 74. Golden State won it in 75. The Celtics won it again in 76. The Trailblazers won it in 77. Right? Washington won it in 78. And the Sonics won it in 79.
So only Boston and the Knicks won 2.
That's it.
That's what I said. 8. So I was right. 8.
Yeah, but hey, ChillTown, who's the favorites to run it back this year? Hey, hold on.
I don't know what we got to see what the off.
Hold on 1 second, Phil. Hold on 1 second, Rob. Put that on the screen. Hey, Fluent. I want you to see this because I know you're gonna have my back since these other dudes turned against me. Hey, Fluent. I'm gonna ask you one question. if Aaron Gordon wasn't playing with the Nuggets, do they win the championship this year? If Aaron Gordon,
we can't hear
we
you.
can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Not rocking with you.
Yo, Mike, Tone.
There you go.
All right.
All right, Tone. If Aaron Gordon doesn't play with the Nuggets, do they win the championship this year, in your opinion?
If Aaron Gordon doesn't play with the Nuggets, no.
He's on the lineup, Tone.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So
Nope.
does that then give you, in your
No,
mindset,
I don't think so.
hold on, does that give you credence when some people say that the Miami Heat not having Tyler Herro really hurt them in the finals because Espo didn't have that option to go to 20-point per game guy?
I think we've already discussed this. Where
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you because somebody had an opinion on here, and I just want to get your opinion.
if Aaron Gordon is not on this team, they don't. No, they don't win. They probably don't make the finals.
Right. So what about let's go to Tyler Herro. If he was available in the finals, do you think that gives Miami a different option or changes the scope of Miami on different things in the finals?
Sure. They play different with Tyler Herro. Yes, I said that before Game 5.
So do you think he helps them in the NBA finals more than he hurts them?
Yeah, I think he helps them for sure.
Put your ass down low. That's why I got flu and got my back sucking.
Do they win the series?
If they have Herro and they don't have Gordon, yeah, probably.
No. Just in general, if Miami has Tyler Herro, do they win the series?
I'm rocking with you, Floyd.
Nobody disagreed with that ticket.
I'm about to say nobody disagreed with that. Nobody disagreed with that. No one disagreed with that. No one disagreed with
Ron was
that.
talking about with the super chat. I want to get to
facts. No, Fluent. If Tyler Herro's there, do they win the series?
If Tyler Herro is there.
Oh, that's a yes or no question. We don't have to.
All right, Floyd. What do you want to say? If you say you don't know, if you don't know, that's fine as well.
I'm just gonna say it's not a yes or no question, because if Tyler Herro plays to his best, they have a much better chance. So I picked them.
That's still not a yes or no. That's not an answer. Right? They have a much better chance, and they win the series or not. They have a much better chance
with Tyler Herro. They have a much better chance with Tyler Herro playing his best than without, because Tyler Herro.
So with that being said,
can I finish answering? He provides something that none of these undrafted guys did, which was consistent shooting. We got inconsistent shooting from these guys.
That's all I was trying to say.
He doesn't provide. He doesn't provide consistent shooting.
He's an inconsistent shooter. That's the thing.
Okay, Lo. Let's get back to the hypothetical. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, he is consistent. Okay, so now the chance goes from 20 to 30.
No.
Let's do that.
Dub, how many times does he go?
That's the whole point, Dub.
I can't yell.
Dub, how many times does he go?
I can't yell, but let me keep talking. I can't yell. I do apologize. There's something going on. But let me say this. I picked Miami to win in 6. So if they had a healthy Tyler Herro, would I pick the Nuggets to win? No, I would pick the Heat, and I'm
saying the way that you saw it map out. Do you think it would have changed if Tyler Herro's there?
Because Denver's playing like that anyway with Tyler Herro on the floor.
Because do you agree that Tyler Herro is a better player than Max Strus?
Yeah, but do I think he would play? Here we go.
No, it's so simple. It's so simple. I'm gonna tell you what I told Rob.
Let's talk about deja vu.
Tyler Herro.
Mars, this is your fault, by the way, Mars.
In theory,
this is your
facts. Yeah, it's my fault, man.
In theory, it makes sense. In theory, it makes sense that having Tyler Herro there could change things. But throughout and Ron said this, talk about the totality of Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro has been a inconsistent guy ever since after the 2020 bubble run. He played bad against the Bucks series. He played bad last season through the postseason, being inconsistent as well. So the thing is, in theory, having a guy like that would help. But I don't know if that's the Tyler Herro that we're gonna get, because that's not who we've seen for the past 2 seasons. Wait. And the last thing that I told Bob is, like, I don't see Tyler Herro impacting the offense so much that we're all of a sudden a 45 and 38 crew from the field.
How many times does he go over 10, Doug? How many times does he go over 10?
Let me answer that. What it does do, and this is why it's hypothetical, so no one's right or wrong. So let's put that out of the way. Anyone who says you're right or wrong,
No, I'm right.
Hold on. When Tyler Herro comes in, there is a butterfly effect. So he comes in as a starter, and even though he's an inconsistent shooter, he is still better than Max Strauss. Strauss maybe isn't starting, so he's coming off the bench. So his shots now become.
And Duncan Robinson's not playing. And Duncan Robinson's not playing at all.
Who knows how he changes the lineup if he has Tyler Herro?
I know. You want to know? I know. Because that defense is terrible.
You're telling me.
You're not even a real Heat fan. How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
You're telling me
more than you
a team that was
You're
the
not
number
even a
one.
real Heat fan. How do you know?
Just sit down for a second.
Hold on. Bringing this up. A team that was the number one seed, you know that if they have everybody healthy when they were the number one seed last year, and the only reason they weren't up there again this year is because of injuries, that if they're all healthy and they're playing this, they don't have a significantly better chance.
I don't know Miami will be the number one seed.
Miami, we had a PJ. Miami had a PJ Tucker there. We mitigated Duncan Robinson's minutes, so those two weren't playing on the same court a lot of the times. And having PJ Tucker there, who was versatile, made our defense for us to have a guy like Tyler Herro.
Are you saying if everyone's healthy, they don't have a better chance?
If Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson is playing at the same time, I'm saying that they can't play together like that because the defense is going to be bad. That's the point I'm making.
Fellas,
that's not the
conversation, but
you're asking something completely different than what I'm talking about.
We literally went all the way down the same road, and we're spinning the block.
I can't even reach the top of the hole. That's how deep we in the hole. I can't get out. I'm stuck in the hole.
Ron, my bad. Ron, I did ChillTown. You fired. I'm Fluent's new co-host, sucker. I'm Fluent's new co-host. It's the Fluent and Ticket Show, sucker. You fired because you turned your back. It's the Fluent and Ticket Show now on Thursday nights, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever the hell time Fluent hit me up. And a lovely young lady, whatever her name is, Daisy.
Whatever her name is crazy.
Crazy. No. What's her name? Haley. Yeah, Haley. She the host. And Fluent and the Ticket Show will be coming on. ChillTown turned his back on the brother, man. ChillTown supposed to ride with Fluent.
Never turn my back on you.
You ride with Low, man. You ride with the
Wait a minute. Did I not say? Okay, first of all, and Ron, we're gonna get right to the super chat. We're gonna get right to the super chats, Ron. But did I not say right when we started? Please do not discount how important rotation players are. I said that right from the beginning. I talked about how important Vinnie Johnson was, how important Robert Ory was, how important Bryant Shaw is, how important Derek Fisher is, how important Tyler Herro is. Ain't nobody riding against you, Ticket. I'll put him in the chokehold for you. However,
Lowe said he had no chance to win, and you agree with him. Lowe said even if they had Tyler Herro, they had zero chance to win.
Even if they had Tyler Herro, they are not beating the Denver Nuggets. That's not happening. That team was better. That don't mean I'm riding against you, Ticket. Focus, brother. Focus.
ChillTown, but what if they got Victor Oladipo too?
Even if they got Victor Oladipo, that still doesn't work.
What if they had LeBron James and Joel Embiid?
Oh, well, Joel
now we're talking about something different. Now we're talking about something different. But go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. As you were saying.
Also, Tyler Herro has shot 1 for 10, but not 0 for 10. So yeah, you're right. Technically speaking.
Go ahead, Ron. As you were saying, Ron.
0 for 10.
The 2 points is different. Yeah, for sure.
Can we all agree
Jeremiah Smith
are better than the Kings? Can we all agree there?
Fire.
Fire. We weren't even in the finals. What?
For sure, they are better than the Kings.
Bam's better than Sabonis, 100%.
Yes,
they better than the Lakers.
No. With the Kings for sure.
They're better than the Lakers too. The Lakers got swept.
Jeremiah Smith wants to say that it doesn't matter if Jimmy won 2 ships. Don't compare him to D-Wade no more. Jimmy not top 50.
Oh, Jeremiah, give me a break with this D-Wade thing, all right? We already know we already heard what Ticket said, so enough already. Okay?
How far off is Jimmy from top 50 though?
The Lakers beat the team that beat your team. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jimmy's not that far off from being top 50.
He didn't make top 25.
Top 50?
I don't think he's that far from the top 50.
Nah, he's a Hall of Famer, definitely.
I definitely think that top 50 list needs to be reevaluated. There's some people that's on that top 50 list that got to come off.
If he gets in. Did you guys talk about that already?
Say it again, Fluent.
Did you guys talk about Jimmy saying if he gets into the Hall of Fame, he's not going?
Yes, he is. He's absolutely gone.
I know. He also said they would win another game.
Whoa, you didn't have to do that.
He's just a liar. I don't know what to say.
Quick question about Murray. What does Murray have to do to get the Hall of Fame in your opinion? Now that you got a chip, what does Murray have to do to get in the Hall of Fame in your opinion?
I guess he had to do. He had to continue to win because I don't see how he, from an individual standpoint, I don't think he's going to do enough to be a Hall of Famer.
You don't think?
No,
we're in year 7 with him now. We're in year 7. Zero all-star appearances. Zero all-league.
He'll be an all-star next year.
Okay, so
that's just one though.
That has to continue.
Hold on, no. How old is he? He's 24, 25, 26. So what? He got about 8 more years at this level.
We don't know that. We don't know. No, we don't know.
That's 6 more years. I'm asking.
Almost 6. Okay, even if it's 6. 8 is crazy.
I just saw that knee. I saw that knee buckle a couple of years ago. So I don't know how he's gonna hold up. I don't.
8 is crazy.
So I'm
6 sure.
So let's say he performs at this level for 6 more years in the playoffs. I'm not talking about regular season. I'm saying in the playoffs.
I said winning. I said winning. He has to win.
He's gonna average 20 plus points, 7 or 8 assists. He's gonna get
win another championship. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It has to be the winning because like individual.
He'll get 2 All NBA teams somewhere down the road.
Maybe, but even still though, that's not enough.
Bar is so low, he'll be in the Hall unless he gets hurt.
It has to be from a winning standpoint. That's the way he would get.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah, it has to be from winning
for sure. Keontae Henson said,
with Jokic, there's a shot.
That is also true.
Keontae Henson said, "Can't tell me Jokic don't love it when he was screaming at his teammates in the 4th to pick it up."
Yeah, he's competitive.
Now wait, no. Was anybody there to see his aura? Because I was told that because we didn't go to the game, his aura might be off a little bit. How did y'all feel about that right now?
I have a filter on my TV. I can see it.
You can see it. Okay. Dub, did you go to the game? Did you see his aura?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Because you didn't tell me when you watched him live. You were like, "Ooh, look, something a little shaky off with him." I can't tell.
I'm gonna pull a low card. I was trolling, bro.
You know, so crazy. That was such an egregiously bad take. I actually accept the fact that you were trolling, bro. Because that's how bad of a take that was. That was a bad take.
Is Penny a Hall of Famer? Is Penny a Hall of Famer, though?
Is Penny?
Yeah.
No. He didn't play long enough.
There's a bunch of guys in the Hall of Fame that ain't Hall of Famers.
Artem with the super chat. He said, "A lot of us Slavic people have the same demeanor like Joker, but salute to him for acknowledging every single Heat player before doing anything, quote unquote, celebrating. Should be one of the main role players of the main role models of the NBA."
They need to market him and not guns and buns.
Yeah, but the problem is, and this isn't all Serbian people, but my Serbian friends are like him. They're pretty stoic, and you can't market people who aren't personable, right? There's been great players who just don't have that persona, that ability to be marketable. And
so what do you do? You market guns and buns? You market guns and buns?
No, we're not gonna market guns and buns. But what you are gonna do
is a hell of a slogan ticket.
You're gonna take that soft tag off Joker. I know you're gonna do that. I know you're gonna do that more than you do anything. You're gonna take that off.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying, who is the NBA gonna market now? Because you got guns and buns acting like fools. Jokic, y'all say y'all don't want to market him. You can't market Kyrie. LeBron's getting old. AD's Perry Clump. That means he's very soft. Joel Embiid can't keep himself. He can't do nothing. Tatum has come up short so many times. Who you gonna market?
Still got Giannis.
Luka and Giannis.
They don't like Giannis. They didn't market Giannis. They didn't market Giannis after he won a chip.
Victor Wembanyama coming for sure.
Yep.
They definitely trying to
Wemby for sure. Yeah.
And if Scoot can hit, then Scoot is another one they'll probably.
I was gonna say we're in a weird time where the best player is now old, and they're trying to find who is the next person that's going to carry the mantle. But sometimes it's one person.
Player?
Sometimes it's
the biggest name.
The biggest name.
Luka's around.
Nobody mentioned Steph.
But the problem, Steph is also old though. But this, in my opinion, is actually one of the biggest problems that the NBA has, and that is over the past 5 to 7 years, they've stuck their guns to just LeBron, Curry, KD, those caliber players, and then every other young player they've been trying to market it's been like by far some of the biggest swings and misses I've ever seen them try to like market young players. Lonzo Balls, just a massive swing and miss. Andrew Wiggins, swing and miss. Jahlil Okafor, swing and miss. Karl Anthony Towns, swing and miss. While all this is happening, Jokic and Giannis are emerging, and they're not really talking about them. So then we get Jokic and Giannis in like 2 to 3 years.
This is why the NFL. This is why the NFL got it right, and why they still outdraw the NBA by so much. They market their teams, not their players. And people look how many people are a fan of a team, and they don't care who's on it. Less so than basketball. In basketball, you'll see people say, "I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a Cat fan. Maybe not a Cat fan.
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green. Whatever it is."
First
and
of all,
they'll go from team to team with that player. They won't stay loyal.
The football logic doesn't. The football logic doesn't work. The football logic doesn't work.
I get that.
There you go. Still. So in basketball, these guys are much more personable and they're much more coachable.
But you can still market the team over the player.
Yeah, you could do that. You could definitely.
Yeah, you could. I think they do an okay job with the Lakers in New York because even when they bad, they still market.
It's still a thing. It's still a thing. Being able to see people's faces, like that, just creates another factor for guys.
Of course,
NBA players. So it's like the NFL has no choice but to market it that way because they can't see their faces.
No, I understand it was out of necessity, but I'm saying the NBA could do a better job of.
I agree.
You always get the situation when you remember, now it was easy. Bird and Magic kind of transitioned into Michael real easy, but when Mike left, there was a gap. Right now, LeBron's kind of and Curry to a lesser extent, they're fading out a little bit. There's going to be a gap because they haven't figured out who that person is. So,
but I think it might be worse because
when you're doing players versus team.
I think it's going to be Luka. I think they already found it. It's just Luka didn't make the postseason.
It's going to be Wemby.
I think it's going to be Wemby. But they're already gearing Wemby up.
But they don't like promoting. This is my thing with Luka and Wemby. They don't really like foreign players.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I agree. But the way they're pushing Wemby right now,
they're pushing Wemby pretty hard.
Yeah, but I think if Guns and Buns get together, they'll be superstars. I think based off their controversy, if they actually come back and play well and do good, the NBA will market them and they'll be even bigger.
If Zion and Ja weren't such knuckleheads, they would have been the easy choice because their game is, whether they win or lose, it's so exciting to watch. Yeah. And they're personable, they're outgoing. Those two would have been the simple answer. But
Zion, I don't know if he's personable. Neither is
okay, all right. But those are two other players that they as of right now, especially Zion, is just fairly swings and misses. Another name is Ben Simmons. That's a swing and a miss. So they've been trying to push these players. I mean, how many years were they given? Markelle Fultz is another one. How many years were they trying to make Lonzo something? How many years were they trying to make Wiggins something?
Ben Simmons was the next LeBron.
Ben Simmons, the next LeBron. Markelle Fultz, all those things.
You know what? They should be smarter than that. Wiggins went to Minnesota, bro. You're not going to be that guy. I'm sorry. You have to be in a good market and a
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, that's true.
But
no, you do not.
That's true. ChillTown.
No, you don't.
ChillTown. That's true because ChillTown. I'm gonna tell you why that's true. Because if Murray played for the Knicks, if Murray played for the Lakers, Murray would be a superstar. If Murray with his game played for the Lakers, he's a superstar.
I could partially agree with that.
Yeah, I can see that.
With his game,
Jokic would have to be playing with him too, though. So,
well, here's the problem that we having with that logic. The problem that we have with that logic is because of where we are right now. Where we are right now, being on the internet and expansion. Hey, Ron, I'm sorry.
King Gold Dragon said Jokic was smiling, laughing, joking around in the back, pouring beer on people, jumping in the pools while laughing. This is a bad narrative. LOL.
Wait, what? The bad narrative that he don't care like that?
Yeah.
He don't care.
I think anybody would love to like celebrate, but it's like what ChillTown said. Like, if me and my workplace, right, we accomplish something together, I'll celebrate with you guys to celebrate it. But at the end of the day, it's like, cool, I get to go home.
I'm out.
It's just very.
After we're done, I'm out.
I'm very famous.
I don't think he loves all the NBA. Antics.
I'm very famous for doing what I'm told is called an Irish goodbye. We'll be at award ceremonies, and I'll be like, I'll make sure that everybody sees me. I say a couple words, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna run out to the bathroom, and then you never see me again. That's Jokic. He goes, he has his fun with his work people, and he's like, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna go.
Is it
or whatever he does?
Is it fair to say that maybe he feels like disrespected from the NBA? You know what I'm saying, for not getting the love
I don't think he
I
cares.
don't think he cares.
He knew how good.
MVP not getting any love.
Yeah, I don't think he cares
But,
that much.
He knew how good he was before everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He knew how nice he was.
I hear you. I don't think he cares that much. It could have something to do with it. Because I think to an extent it makes it harder for him to care about these things when he can listen to how they're speaking about basketball, and it's like I can't take that serious. So why would I ever? You know what I'm saying? Why am I supposed to care? So I think that does maybe play a role in it.
One thing I do want to say that I enjoyed.
Nothing wrong with loving your family and your house more than everything outside.
That too. I don't understand why people. I'm sorry, Ron, but I don't understand. I don't understand this push against like, why is he going back to his home country? Why he's spending time with his family? I'm like, that's like, why can't that is literally the push. That's literally
people don't view athletes as people. They just see them. They're a basketball player. You don't have a life outside of this. How dare you have fun in your off season?
Like
be working out.
It's 2K. It's 2K. When I turn it on, you better be there ready to play.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
if they see you doing anything other than your job, you're a criminal. How dare you?
Like, you don't have the love. You don't have the love.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that, and it's just disgraceful, to be honest. But
yeah,
whatever.
I did want to say I just enjoyed how Jokic really went through these playoffs, beat the hell out of everybody, and we didn't see not one celebration. We didn't see no antics. We didn't see none of that. It was literally kicking ass and taking names. So I mean, even during the final celebration, this is what we're talking about. He wasn't jumping around all over the place. wasn't going crazy.
He dapped them all up.
A cool, calm demeanor. Like, yo, I'm supposed to do this. This is what I'm here for.
Thanks.
Bam was going through hell, yo.
Because he had a Zion Williamson.
So bad.
Damn, it was a couple of plays. I was like, God damn, getting some help out there, Spo. God damn,
so sad. So sad.
Hey, Ron, if Jokic would have had them Zion Williamson buns, he'd have been jumping all over the arena last night.
Oh man,
Jesus.
Not Lit1.
I don't want to have this combo here.
Lit17 said Jokic definitely loves basketball. He just doesn't seem to have the quote unquote ball is life mentality, which is crazy considering how skilled he is.
Maybe he does have that. He just knows how to separate the two.
He does.
He just knows how to separate it. That's all.
I have a hard time believing that somebody gets that skilled from within the time frame that he's been in the league, and he doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
He ain't just showing up low. No,
that's what I'm saying. He's not
the amount of money with the amount of money he has. Trust me, he has a full court, a gym, a swimming pool. He's just more comfortable doing it at home than where you want him to do it, which is fine.
And I think this is another, but this is like, and I guess even I've done a bad job at this, but like, if y'all know the trajectory of Jokic's career, who he was like 5 years ago, his fitness, his health, his ability to improve defensively, everything has improved. Like there's been significant improvements in his career. So to sit here and say like maybe you don't have that. No, he has it. Yeah. It's just that when y'all think a ball is life, y'all also correlate that with like all that other extra stuff, and he doesn't have to do that, and that's why. And no knock to like other players, but like that's when if somebody dunks and they yell, y'all think that that's like exuding extra passion that nobody else has, and it's not. That's just not. That's not. Everybody has the same level of passion. You can't get that good at basketball and not have that type of passion. It's impossible.
Hello. With that being said, they'll be out picking the Lakers to win a chip next year. Tomorrow they'll be talking about all the moves the Lakers can make.
Nope, they got what's called a ticket. They got Denver doing it again.
I'm gonna say they got Denver.
Hold on. That's right now. That's right now until the La Media take over next week.
That is also true.
The La Media take over ChillTown. The whole narrative is gonna be pushed like, oh, who's that third guy they can get to beat Jokic in the
I've already seen Trae Young jersey swaps, man. It's nasty. Man.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate from this, but I will say this also being European and living in Denver, it's not the most multicultural city in the world. So I understand him wanting to go where maybe he's a little bit more comfortable. And I love living in Denver, don't get me wrong. But I get it. Yeah, a little bit.
What are you saying?
No. I'm just saying.
It's cool to say it. It's all right. I lived in Jersey City, born and raised. A lot of black people. Lived around a lot of black people.
I'm just saying there's probably not a lot of good Serbian restaurants.
Right. So that's probably not what's going on. Right.
Is that word called gentrified?
Gentrification, my good man.
Gentrification.
But that's not really, but yeah, something like that.
No, but
something like that. I don't know.
Hey, bro, I love Yoke. He needs to stop showing pictures of this dude with his shirt off, though, man.
I'm gonna ignore what ticket.
What you got, Ron?
Brandow.
Yo, Ron, I gotta get to the airport, bro. I'm out.
Kellen Rogers.
Big Ox, be easy, brother.
Safe travel.
Stay fly.
Appreciate it.
Hey, tell De'Aaron I said what's up.
You still down there?
I told you yesterday, bro. Keep De'Aaron out of this, bro. We'll be back in a couple months.
I didn't know he was still down there. All right, go ahead, Ron.
I'm just answering Kellen.
It's some more people from Miami on the way down to Cancun too.
Yeah,
4 countries, 27 cities. That's where I've lived.
They got Jokic out here looking like the white Rick Ross.
Which one is your favorite city?
Come on.
We have super chats. I'm asking my favorite seats.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you.
Dub host Mars. Brandow said, "Who cares if Jokic doesn't smile? Just appreciate his work and realize how lucky we are to witness this extraordinary basketball player." Shout out the panel.
Facts.
Vaughn said, "Jimmy Butler."
Man, he was egregious that game, bro. Man, he was bad.
Chill, man.
He was horrible.
Oh,
man.
you gotta send me the cash app, bro.
Man, sell it to me, bro. Come on.
Dang.
Sell that 500 to me, bro.
You know exactly what. Do you want to make the bet I told you about to make?
You guys can't make this bet after the super chat.
Right.
You guys have to make the bet now. Like you guys are
not
wasting
it's
money.
Ron. It's Ron. He's not. Come on. He's not going to.
No, we're not hitting this until we super chats.
Ron loves the smoke. He just loves that.
You wait. When is it open court next?
No, open court
gym.
until these super chats get finished.
Full gym is next. Full gym.
That's great.
So if y'all want to abolish open court next, just keep sending super chats. All right. GS 1969 said, "Damo, you need to chill. You need to get chill to listen to some of your takes back on the Dish podcast. He might have a stroke."
Mm-hmm.
Was
First and
Damo
foremost,
back in the day?
this is ticket goofy ass rhetoric. How old y'all dudes think I am, yo?
Chill.
I'm not that old.
74.
If you listen to what Dom was saying, you know I
No way, y'all think he's 70. Jesus.
I think he's like 50, 52.
I might have had a stroke though. Ticket if I'd have heard Damo.
Man, Dom crazy as hell, man. I went back and listened to some of his old stuff, man. I said, man, this dude right here, bro.
I don't know why Chill's fronting. He is old. He's as old as I am, and I'm old.
I'm actually older than Tone.
2 years older than me.
Understand the difference between being old and just not as young as you used to be. I can still do a lot of the stuff that I used to be able to do. So I'm not
that's just a fancy way of saying you're old. That's like saying I'm not short. I'm just not as tall as other people.
There you go.
I'm just saying that. I'm not gonna lie.
Ron,
I'm just short.
Hey, Ron, we be reminiscent if we don't shout out Mike Malone, though, man. We ain't even give him enough credit.
Oh, that is a fact. Yes.
He did a great coaching job. His coaching job was magnificent. He outcoached Espo, man, straight up, bro.
I don't think he did that, but okay.
Super chat.
I do.
But no, for real. Shout out to Mike Malone, though. He was amazing.
Mike Malone. And I like what he said, thanking all of his coaches since high school. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
David Lindsay said,
"Bro, I'm about to box up Mars, yo. We just played a game. We played a guessing game with Chill's age, and now all of a sudden we need to hurry up, man. Come on.
I don't know why we did that either.
You participated in it.
I don't know why I did that.
You played the game too, Mars.
Yeah, how dare I?
Yeah.
ChillTown, how old are you though? 52.
Oh my god.
Yo, David Lindsay said,
"Bro, he's like 45, 48, like something like that." Look at Chill. He's like,
Can we get all right over under? We'll do a lower higher. We'll do lower higher. Lower higher 50. Yo, and then,
all right, Dub, give it. Hey, let me know, and I'll put it in the chat.
Let me know.
Wait, 49 and a half. Over or under, Dub? 49 and a half.
I got higher. It's
Ron,
higher. Lower.
Ron. 49 and a half.
Yeah.
Higher, lower. Higher, lower.
Chill.
Also, you guys say
you my man and everything, but I'm gonna have to say over.
Chill met his wife at the 100-point game.
All right. Mars, 49 and a half.
Higher, much higher.
That's so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful.
I gotta get a new camera.
Ticket, higher or lower?
Do I need to get a new camera?
I think Ticket knows.
You said 49 and a half?
Yeah.
For ChillTown, his age.
I think he is 49.
So under.
So under 40. He's 49 because 49 and a half it will be under.
Yeah, I would say under. ChillTown look like a he look like a low budget Jamal Moore.
A low budget.
I think it's also over, but not by much. Not by much.
So Fluent, I think Fluent, you know his age, right? Fluent, you do know his age?
I do. Yeah.
All right, so all right, what is it? High, over, low, higher or lower?
You don't have to answer this either, Chill.
I think Chill was alive when Wilt Chamberlain was playing, which would make
was not.
Jesus, no, he was not.
He was born in the
actually,
Wilt Chamberlain played till 72. I think he was alive.
Actually, what, Chill?
Oh yeah. Tell you
to give you guys. Let me if we can get on with this. I was born the year the Knicks won an NBA championship. That was the year that I was born. The last one.
Oh, so you missed Wilt by a year.
1 year.
73.
I was born the year.
Oh, so the line was
When's your birthday? When's your birthday? Wait.
Yeah,
Is this year? So when's your birthday?
I just turned 50 in January.
That line was
perfect line.
That line was perfect.
Hey, Phil's in great shape too. Hey, Phil, you in great shape. Real talk, man.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, happy birthday, man! Congrats on getting a big 5-0, man.
You already over with, man. All right,
Man, half a century.
We sang on it. We sang on the show. You guys didn't watch that episode? Damn.
Someone said ChillTown was in college during Prohibition.
I was not around during Prohibition. No, I was not. No, I was not doing that.
Chat, be nice, yo.
Chat, y'all are crazy.
Hey, Ron, I got to bounce, brother. Hey, I'll see you dudes tomorrow.
Hey,
same bat time, same bat station.
50-year-old.
Hey, Chill. Tomorrow the fun starts. Tomorrow we get into it.
The narrative talk. Oh god.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow.
Actually,
tomorrow.
and for everybody, Mars and Low, probably this Friday, we'll be doing a trivia contest on this Friday on Open Gym or Open Court. I'm getting the topic ready for you guys.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I told y'all after the finals.
This one starts getting fun.
If we're doing that, I should mention then on June 22nd, that's the night of the draft, right?
Yes.
We got at so far 5. We're trying to get 10. 5 prospects, former players, current players to join and talk, give us their draft picks, their draft experiences, and I think we're going to get an agent too to talk about what they do for the draft for NBA players and go through as the picks come in live the draft recap. So come check that out on Phone and Chill, June 22nd.
Y'all know where to be on the 22nd. As of right now, Officer Ricky.
I'm so excited. Anyways,
Officer Ricky said, "Here's some money so you can get tickets. Voltaren. It's cream for knee arthritis.
You rub that on.
Get off the floor. All right.
Look at Ron reading that. Ron reading that is crazy.
Appreciate you sitting that through. Wavy KB said, "Should the Miami Heat pick up another player this offseason? If so, who?"
They've been
run it back with Tyler Herro.
No. Stop.
Oh my God.
I would trade Bam.
Trading for Kyrie.
I would trade Bam.
That was the rumor.
You would trade Bam for who?
He said Cat. But we don't need to.
No.
That's what he said. That's what he said. I was in Ticket Stream. That's what he said. So there we go. There you go.
Yep.
No way.
Super chat.
If I was a Celtics and I was the Heat, I would go after Cat.
No.
I would give up Jaylen Brown for Cat if I was the Celtics.
Oh my God! I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Drip Bayless said, "Is it better to lose in the finals or not make the finals?"
Losing the finals, that's what he's going to.
Not make the finals.
It depends who you lose to.
If you're LeBron, not make the finals.
It depends who you lose to.
Yo, put the 0-2 in the chat. 0-2's up.
Big Don Rich says Spo got out coached. Denver took full advantage of switching and exploited the mismatches.
He get out
and exploited that whack ass zone too.
No, he didn't. He didn't get out coached. No.
They could not look.
Or did he just?
Everyone with a brain knows.
He got out coached.
The zone wasn't that bad though.
Bad rotation. The zone. Hold on. The zone was
after game two.
The zone was more.
Nah, last night Last night they ran zone. It wasn't getting torched like
Bro,
that.
they
were
couldn't
missing
locate
wide
guys.
open
Hey,
shots.
Dub.
No,
they couldn't
nobody
locate-
wasn't making shots.
Yeah, they weren't scoring in man or zone. Like, that's a bad example.
Dub. Hey,
Yeah,
Dub,
the
they
stuff
could
that
not locate
MPJ
guys.
was doing these last 3 games was criminal, man.
Hey, man, they couldn't locate and box out guys in the zone. The zone was horrible. They always was missing that man for box outs. That's how dudes are getting offensive rebounds, because when you're in the zone, it's harder to find your man and box out. They were out of position a lot, caught late. Also, not only that, the switching off of the handoff action with Jokic and Murray just killed them, because Bam went every single time and left Jokic wide open at the top of the key. Then you got a small having to try to rotate over, and Jokic just destroyed them dudes every single time, bro. So Espo definitely got out coached, man. His coaching was trash. He didn't know when to hold him and when to fold him.
But what was he supposed to do, though?
First of all, he's supposed to do is start Duncan Robinson and get goddamn going. Second, what he's supposed to do is, once you seen how trash Gabe Vincent was, send his ass back to the goddamn locker room. That's secondly. Don't even put him under the bench. Send him to the locker room. Thirdly, what he should have did was, I didn't like he didn't do last night, should have had a heavier dose of Bam when Jokic came back in the game after he was in foul trouble early. He should have went right back to Bam.
I think that's a Jimmy problem, though. I think that's a Jimmy problem.
No, but I'm saying, I'm saying, but Espo could have play called to get the ball back to Bam. Yeah. And then in the second half, no play calls for Bam after he had 18 in the first half. Then, down the stretch, Espo, you got the ball. You see Jimmy drive into no man's land. You got 2 timeouts. Timeout. It's the NBA Finals. Your brain's got to be thinking. You don't call timeout. No. So, and then you got stress in there in a situation where he hadn't hit no shots all series really, except for 1 game. So why do I have him in these situations when you know what? Martin gave you a little bit more life. Should have been playing him. Should have never went back with patchy head Cody Zeller. Should have played Kevin Love all those minutes. In the 1 game, Dub said that Kevin Love should have played in the second half. Bench in the whole second half. Didn't know to start Kevin Love from the beginning of the series. That man got out coached, man.
The Kevin Love mistake was pretty damning. I'll just
yes, super chats.
Yeah, it was.
Next super chat from Hoodstar61. He said, guys, do you think teams looking at 2 bigs because of Denver Nuggets?
Yes, actually.
It's gonna be one or the other. It's either they're gonna teams will load up on guards and with shooting, that way they could try to take apart the Nuggets defense, or like the Lakers, what they should do is get some bigger guys so AD could be more of a roamer. And Miami, if we want to have face them in the finals, we're gonna have to do that as well. So it depends on who you have on your team.
I'll say it in open court. Never mind. I'll just say it.
Open court.
Open court's not ending until we finish these super chats.
And we have 63. So
we can head over there now, guys. You ready?
MP13 said ticket raises ChillTown's blood pressure.
Mm-hmm. That's my job.
That's so crazy.
Jay Nutty said Damo be wearing a do-rag for no reason.
I do that too, though.
David Lindsay said, bro, Mars and Damo be looking fed up when Ticket talks.
They can't beat my ass.
It's not just I don't want to. It's not just Ticket. It's just when I hear nonsense, I zone out.
He can't whoop my ass.
I can't. I don't plan to either. But congratulations.
But I plan to.
Right, good for you.
Pause.
All right, y'all. Bino said, Ticket the ultimate Jimmy Gawker. This is sad. Ticket is praising losing. This man was trying to put D Wade above Jimmy, or put Jimmy above D Wade if they won. How sick is that?
That's not sick. Because that would have showed you how great Jimmy was if he was able to beat a team that Low and all these dudes said it was impossible for him to beat.
Looks like I was right.
All right, no problem.
Alan R said that was nasty hoops last night. Dub's a fraud, by the way.
That's crazy. Just because my team lost, yo. That's sad.
J Rob B, the low budget, as Ticket would say, the low budget J Rob said, L host, let them go at it.
You're just reading that now? That came on like when I was on the first time.
L host.
L host.
L host. Hey, chat, spam L host.
These chats are from 11 o'clock.
Tyler said, AD went to the Lakers, who missed the playoffs the previous year and immediately won a championship, arguably being the best player.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever, man.
Taquay White said, Ticket is sad as fuck, bro. He's the first one to shit on other players when we see as superstars, and now he's capping for Jimmy and not giving him the shit he deserves just because of his team being inferior.
I did.
He was trash.
I said the nigga was trash.
All
I said was he better trash than all them other dudes that got eliminated earlier. That's it.
No, he just trash.
All right, cool. No problem.
Creative Bobby said if Jokic lost, Ticket would have been defending him.
No,
wouldn't be defending
I wouldn't have been defending him.
He trash. Jimmy's trash.
Akoma Mikey's burner said, Ticket, I've heard you kill LeBron for 2007. What's the difference? And what are we going to do until October? Baseball?
No,
question mark.
Trash Jimmy Butler. That's what you're gonna do.
We're gonna talk about basketball. And you said I talked about LeBron in 2007. Yeah, that's because the team won 66 games after that, and he still left instead of staying 10 toes down like Jokic did and won. That's why. Next. Y'all dudes easy to beat. Y'all know this, man. Y'all think because Low and these dudes be up here arguing with me. Y'all think because I go back and forth with Fluent. These dudes are professionals.
Yeah.
You dudes are y'all ain't even amateurs, some of you cats. Shut the hell up.
Jimmy after Milwaukee series is pretty bad. Yikes.
Really bad, actually.
Yikes.
After that game three is crazy.
Yikes.
Quay White said, Ticket cries when he gets cut off, but wants nobody to cut him off.
Oh, you are right, Dub. It's even worse.
Make that make sense. Laughing my ass off. Bob, please interrupt him every chance you get.
That's
crazy. You come up here and interrupt.
So you ask for a baseball podcast with Fluent, but would you actually watch it? I had a lot of fun at the Jays game on Sunday, not gonna lie.
I want to get into baseball, man.
I had so much fun at the game on Sunday. It was fantastic.
Mars, you're not going to be able to.
Why are we talking about baseball?
It was in the
You talk about football
on the show that is meant to be spoke about.
Nah, you've talked about football on here, bro. Stop.
When the only foot
it's a super chat about baseball,
and that we moved on from, and we're still talking about it.
The only foot Mars gonna see is this 5'16" up the crack in his ass. Let's go.
Who does PC wrestling and PC MMA? Because I have Mick Foley's agent.
Dub.
Who would love to bring him on the show. So holler at me.
Let's make that happen.
Dub's a wrestler.
Talk to G, baby.
What did you eat last night, Mars?
Huh?
What did you eat?
When?
Last night.
What'd you eat for dinner, Mars?
He ate super chats.
Why are you asking me that?
He's making conversation, Mars. What'd you eat for dinner?
The conversation should be the super chats.
Oh my God, Mars!
Somebody sent a super chat asking what Mars ate for dinner last night. All right, moving along. King Jordan said tickets.
No, say it.
I'm not reading that.
See, Lo, you want them to say that, Lo. That's all right. They gonna get you soon, Lo. I seen some super chats on you coming up.
Hey man, we're not gonna get to them.
Jay the activist said this was MPJ first season off surgery. Relax.
I just think he was just making bad shots.
Napoleon OTR said even if he's overpaid, you don't mess with MPJ. Just look at what happened with the 2020 Lakers. You don't mess with championship teams.
Facts.
Up the score said, does anyone know the status of Jimmy's dad? I heard he was really sick.
Hope he's better, man.
I don't know the status.
Wait, Jimmy
Hope he
Butler.
gets better soon. Yeah, his dad's sick. I hope he gets better soon, bro.
I didn't know he. Oh.
Steve Augustine said, Dom needs a clown mask for that MPJ take. If you don't see his potential and are willing to let him go, I don't know what you're seeing. He's shooting 48% from the field and 41 from three, and he mostly takes jumpers in the regular season.
I do agree they need to trade him. And they need to get more defensive, a better defensive player. I do believe they should do that. Right, Mars?
I want to get to the next super chat.
Leah Vold said, so players don't get props until they win a chip. But Jimmy's a top 5 player in the league, winning nothing. Ticket has to be in love with Jimmy.
0-2 in the chat, man. Put them 0-2s in the chat.
Hold on. No, I didn't say that. I said if you want
up in the chat, man.
I said if you want to be praised at the all-time level that they praise these superstars, that I'm talking about as far as being all-time great level, bro, you gotta get it done like that. Or else you can't be in that. You can't be in that conversation. That's all.
Like Charles Barkley.
Right, and that's why I got. Hold on. That's why I got Jokic over Chuck.
Yeah, but you got players who won championships below him though.
Like who?
Dirk. We had this conversation last night.
Kevin Durant.
No, I don't have Dirk.
Kevin Garnett.
Oh, yeah.
You do have Dirk, but we had the whole conversation.
I do.
Yeah,
hold
Kevin
on.
Garnett.
Hold on. KD stacked it there. So yeah.
Yeah, Mars,
Okay,
you already knew. You already know his answer. It's Dirk. Dirk is the one.
Yeah, Dirk didn't do that.
Hello, y'all be ganging up and having secret conversations to come at me.
You already know.
Bill Russell has 11.
Oh,
Pause.
ticket. I usually don't be on.
I'll bust y'all wide open.
All right, man, yo.
All right, wrap this up.
Chat. Chat. I got a few more that I'm gonna read, and they gonna go over the open court and get nasty. Bust whatever.
They can get nasty over there. Are they gonna have Vaseline or not?
Hey, Zion gonna mess around and pop in the
All the
stream.
Vaseline you need.
Yo. Yeah. All right. Jay Bowman said, "Love the show, but LBJ going to Florida is not the same as Boston. What the fuck? That's just a lie."
What are you talking about?
Miami.
Mars, you wouldn't believe who joined the Bill Simmons podcast.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah, I gotta watch that, man. That's peak content right there.
Hey yo, hey, Lo, y'all see Shannon Sharp break down, start crying today on TV, bro?
Oh, I didn't see that either. Oh man, this is peak content today.
Yo, this fool broke down. What's Skip?
Why you laughing at that? That's crazy.
Wait, I gotta see. Go ahead, go run. I'm sorry, I gotta.
Let Skip make you quit, then you break down crying. I want to thank you, man. I appreciate you, dog, but still, I appreciate you, man.
This is crazy.
I said, man.
JT with the super chat said to the convention earlier, Jokic saved his excitement slash celebration for his teammates. Man was giving people beer bats and slammed Murray into the pool.
Facts.
Man, he gonna mess Murray leg up again, mess around and have another season best of bad.
It's fine. He top 12 all time.
EJ said if Dwight Howard was on the Lakers, then we'd be having a different conversation. Joker is great, but doesn't do well against strong, athletic 7-footers.
Yeah,
hey man,
Dwight isn't two of those things. He ain't two of those things anymore. But you got it.
He is the booty going though.
J. Rob B said Lowe said Luka efficiency, but his true shooting percentage and effective field goal percentage was higher this season than last. Laughing my ass off.
It was?
Well, what about his field goal percentage?
Let me see.
Big Dom Rich said the Pistons drafted Bruce, Ish, and KCP, so it's like we won too.
But in reality, you have James Wiseman and Killian Hayes on your roster, so yeah, it's not going good for you guys.
MP13 said this whole thing where people make claims and then can't explain why or how this event would feasibly happen without buzz terms makes no sense.
Damn.
It
went up 2%.
You're cooked.
Yeah, but the league average also went up 2%. So
he didn't get less efficient.
Yeah, he did. Same. Off ball, he was worse though. So
Eli the Misfit said Herro played through a groin in 2022 and didn't finish.
They ain't gonna tell y'all that though.
At the end of the postseason run, yeah, but
it wasn't throughout the whole.
I'm about to say in the beginning he was fine.
The man's nuts was hurting, man. Let him have a break.
In the beginning he was fine.
Hey, and I'll appreciate y'all laughing at Shannon for crime, man. What's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, I agree. How many left?
About 50.
Jimmy failed us down here in Florida from Critical Legend.
He failed a lot of people.
MP13 said this scenario where basketball is dumbed down to simply taking people out and literally everything else remains the same is disrespectful to the game.
You don't know basketball. You don't play it. You don't play it. That's what Ox would tell you. You don't play basketball.
Marquivian Black said, much love, everyone. Shout out Ticket, Low, Mars, and Ox. Dub host.
Not Dub the host. W host.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
I would have.
Me.
Oh, you got a nice camera, Dub. What the heck?
Thanks, man. Got a nice face.
Is it different? Is it a new camera?
Yeah, literally.
Hey, you should have saw him struggling to set it up. It was crazy.
Man,
it was
nice.
so annoying.
It looked nice.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Eli the Misfit said, but Tyler is up and down. Even in the 2022, he gives you 25, then 3 the next game.
That's 14 points per game.
Bro,
That's
y'all
better than
just
giving
y'all
you 2 or
don't
3 every game.
y'all don't get this, bro. Y'all don't play basketball, bro. Stop. Golly, bro.
Golly.
GS 1969 said, just do a bunch of horse riding themed ads with Jokic and make State Farm ads with Giannis dressed up as an Olympian. Looking for real estate.
That is true. They forced Kawhi Leonard into an ad. They can do something with Jokic and Giannis.
Pimp named Slickback said, I like Jokic and I'm glad he's boring. After 4 years of having the gods of KD and Kyrie who graced my team with chaos and drama for 4 years, I'll take boring.
That is also true.
I like the drama.
To be fair, KD ain't really caused drama. Just people.
Mars, stop. We have to get through these. Come on, stop, Mars. Stop.
My fault.
Mars, stop.
My bad, guys.
Super chat.
Jeez,
Mars.
Wavy KB said, could the Denver Nuggets be a dynasty team?
No.
Yeah, no.
It'll possibly.
It depends on Jamal Murray. But, yeah.
Jamal Murray, I thought it was on Jokic, nigga.
Well, I already know who Jokic's going to be. Jamal Murray has to ascend. So if he ascends, then yeah.
You think Jokic going to replicate this type of postseason, bro? This postseason was crazy for him.
Yeah, it was okay. Super chats.
It was 2 8 seeds. Come on.
Oh, wow.
They're going to be on his ass next year.
Pause. Super chats?
JT said almost every Wembanyama game was advertised / streamed on the NBA app.
Yeah, it literally was.
I watched that. I watched it yesterday, actually, on YouTube.
I'm be streaming it all postseason, off season long, bro.
Summer League gonna be crazy with that dude.
Summer League. I might actually go to Vegas.
You gonna watch him?
Yeah, I might touch down to Vegas. No cap.
I'm definitely gonna
he probably won't play.
Good chance he might not.
Because he'll end up getting hurt.
This nigga's a hater. Okay. That's
Russell Clark said, I would trade Butler to Portland for the 3rd pick, Simons, and some pieces. What
you want some type of drug?
Why would Portland accept that? Why would Miami accept that?
Why would anyone?
Why would anybody? I'm about to say
why would anyone accept that?
You're a bad GM, my boy. You get taken advantage of over phone calls.
Daniel Willard said the Phoenix Suns gave Denver the toughest series, the only team to win 2 games, and that's without Chris Paul and a bench and Ayton getting cooked.
No, I actually think Minnesota did a solid job as well. I think all teams did relatively fine. I know some of y'all didn't watch basketball, so I know that, but yeah, Minnesota actually did a really good job.
I think every team played competitively.
Yeah,
I think the Suns got killed.
Last super chat of the night from King Jordan. He said Ticket and Jimmy's wedding ceremony in Cancun. Be there, be square. Also, Mars, what did you have for dinner? Read my OG chat, Ron.
Hey, tell your mama I said had a mashed potatoes and gravy hot, nigga.
I believe I had some chicken and rice yesterday for dinner. I believe. I don't remember.
A lot of you foreigners eat a lot of chicken and rice, man.
What you mean? That's a staple, bro.
I know that's what I'm saying. Yeah, chicken and rice, man. What type of chicken and rice though?
Well, now it's different. Now you're getting
like biryani. Like what's the type of chicken and rice you had?
What's biryani?
What is it? Biryani? What is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Indian. That's Indian.
Biryani.
It's punani, bro. It's punani, man.
Which one you had?
I had the punani.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Hey,
you don't know about chicken? That's Indian food.
Open court directly after this.
Saying that to ticket.
Okay.
Same time tomorrow. We'll see y'all then. Pull up to open court.
Or not.
No.